Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again, folks. It's a Wednesday night. You know what that means, but it means a little more this week as we got Dynamite, Spring Breakthru, a historic night in AEW, the celebrations aplenty, lots to talk about, lots to get into. Plus, we are covering GCW presents the ID Championship Tournament with WWE. It's going to be a crazy night here. 2 shows, 1 stream, 2 happy beards, and it's going to be a good one, folks. Get in that chat, click all the buttons, and make sure you have all the things to say because we got a lot to give back. Ladies and gentlemen, strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we are ready to go tonight. 2 shows on the docket. We're going to be watching both. We're going to keep an eye on both. We will let you know what's going on. We will be the live reaction to all the action here tonight. I see that chat filling up already. Make sure you get in there. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us know what's on your wrestling mind. Lots of rumors, lots of news, lots of buzz, lots of crashing out, and lots of interviews. And we're going to try and get through all of it here tonight. The action starts in about 30 minutes. Originally, we were supposed to be here about 7, but GCW did move the start time, so we did as well. But we got about 30 minutes to kill. We got a bit of a pre-show here tonight. So again, be a friend, tell a friend. I want to see triple digits hanging out with us here tonight for the next couple hours. We are all dialed in. Going to be a fun one, but I will take a second to remind everybody out there, I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and that is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight KJ White. I am Big Nick, and yes, my guy, despite all the discussions, the discourse, are you actually excited for Spring Breakthru tonight?
Absolutely. I said this last night on stream. I'm ready to go for this one. Again, we're here every Wednesday. We start every Wednesday with hope, excitement. We want it to do well. We want it to kick ass. We want it to be fun. Spring Breakthru looks great on paper. Adam Page versus TBD. Will Ospreay to Takeshita. Mercedes Moné versus Athena. A lot of people out there think that's a dream match, so they're pumped about that. The Death Riders taking on, who are they taking on? The Ops.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, a lot going on. On paper, a great card. This should be a hell of a good night for AEW, and it's good. I like it. I'm excited for it, and I'm excited for these matchups.
Yeah, on paper, almost like a pay-per-view kind of caliber show. I mean, we're getting Ospreay versus Takeshita for free. And like you said, with Mercedes versus Athena, that's a match we've all kind of wanted to see. Yeah, for free. And we don't have to sit through 6-7 hours of it. But yeah.
Right. Now, we also, again, excited about this ID program championship. GCW working with WWE as WWE continues their grassroots growth. So it will be a lot of fun. A lot of names on this card. Maybe some names not everyone's familiar with. But yeah, I mean, you got names like Kylie Ray, Zeta Steele, Freedom Ramsey, Jordan Oasis, Aaron Work's going to be here. I believe Cappuccino's on the card.
Yeah, you got Cappuccino Jones. You got It's Gall, all that. Like, there's actually the match that's right there beside Kylie Ray and Zeta Steele. If you watch the first episode of Evolved, that match already happened on Evolve. So you kind of have already seen that match before. But yeah, I like the WWE ID program. This is one part of their whole tournament, I think. Later on in the week, like FCW is doing another part. This is very much WWE being the underdog, to quote somebody, but out there, like you said, very much investing in the independent scene in pro wrestling and putting a spotlight on it.
Yeah, very much so, very much so. So again, I think both shows are going to bring a lot. For those who don't know, we're here all week long, as we always are, but this one's a crazy week, being WrestleMania week, and we roll on, and WrestleMania is a buzz right now. Love it or hate it. There's a lot to talk about with that. But ultimately, we are back tomorrow, the mega stream. There will be 3 hosts on the screen at times. There's going to be 4 shows at times. But yeah, 2 TNA shows. The second half, by the way, if you are an AEW fan out there and you can hear my voice, Collision Spring Breakthru is happening tomorrow. So make sure you're here for that. And of course, Bloodsport 13, lots of names on the card. Natty, the Creeds, Carmen's on it, Pete Dunne's on it.
Dempsey.
I think you said Maxine. I was like, wait, what?
I mean, she could be Maxine versus Shayna Baszler in a fucking Yama Pit fight match. Let's go.
You can't put Maxine in a leg lock because it just pops the other way and she's good to go.
It just pops off.
Yeah. But yes, lots going on in the wrestling world. Lots going on tonight. We're looking forward to a lot of the action. I did miss the fact that I think somebody mentioned it in the chat, but there's a tag team match as well. It's the Gates of Agony will take on your World Tag Team Champions in the Hurt Syndicate. I'm a big fan of Gates of Agony. I think they're underutilized. I like that they're getting this match, but it kind of means nothing on the grand scheme of things, unfortunately. But again, hopefully they get a chance to show up and show out a little bit here tonight.
Should be a good match, and it's a team that can actually go size-wise with the Hurt Syndicate, and it doesn't look so out of place. Like it's the same thing like Cage and Archer. If Brian Keith was maybe a little bit taller, you might have been able to get away with it with him and Big Bill. Of somebody, I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I wasn't with Jericho. But it very much like you got to have teams that look the size, like look that they could actually be threats to the Hurt Syndicate. The Young Bucks, respectfully, do not. FTR do. There's some Top Flight does not. The Crew does not.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, again, it's a big factor in all this. But I like the Hurt Syndicate a lot. I like what they've brought to the table. I like their vibe, their feel, their attitude. So, if nothing else, I think this match set up to hopefully push forward some story with the tag titles, push some, push the MJF story on a little bit. So we will see what happens with that.
Scarf.
But again, folks, like I said, we're here all week long. We got more coming your way. Again, SmackDown on Friday, the mega stream tomorrow. We're going to cover all of the stuff that we can. We're running out of TV monitors and people to talk about it. But yeah, we're definitely looking forward to it all. As far as another thing, so I think a good place to start, actually, let's say hello to the early birds. Let's get some early birds out of the way. As Denver Murray, first one in the chat tonight. Welcome, Denver. Hello. Wrestling Proud's with us. Bradley, thank you so much, Bradley, for the heads up on that. We did make the adjustment. Sin Rock back with us. Bud Lightyear, again, I like it. We're seeing names hanging around. C Money, we will get to Naito, and the pillaging of New Japan might be for sale. That's all I'm saying.
Now you're just picking off the dead carcass. You're just picking scraps off here a little bit.
It feels like maybe a little bit of an arms race, kind of in a sort of way, but we'll talk about that as well. Clay Lewis is back with us. Damien, how are you? Looking forward to some stuff as always. As the leader of the Hopium tribe, Kat is back. Man, oh man, what a night. Sup, KJ? We got a lot to talk about. That we do. Right now, there's I don't want to say the whole fan base, but there is a chunk of the fan base out there crashing out hard. And we're going to get into a lot of it while we still can. Evening all, big night for all. Yes, Javon, welcome. I almost called Jacob. The Stardust of an announcement. Let's go. What's up? The former champ is here. ABJ, welcome back. Always a pleasure. Bradley gifting out more gifts. We do love seeing that. Thank you. Larry, welcome back. Corey, good to see you. Liked, subscribed, and shared. Love it, Corey. We appreciate you. Thank you for joining us tonight. Nick will be here like a jumping elbow drop. That's it. Dropping in.
Yeah, like a tope from Jordan Grace.
There you go. So another gift as well. So Bradley getting close to 100 gifts given, which is crazy. That's one of the 12 days, right? 100 gifts given.
Right. On the 10th day of Bradley by to me.
He said one for the Maple Leafs beating my Sabres last night for the last time this season, and one clinching the division, the first ever Toronto Maple Leafs Atlantic Division title. For those who think that's crazy, they weren't always in the Atlantic Division. Huge shout out. Battle of Ontario, Toronto versus Ottawa, first round. Cannot wait. This is going to cook.
Yeah, they used to call it the Gulf of Atlantic, but then they had to, PC culture made them have to change it and everything.
Right. I'm just Marcus Mathers for the W.
Mathers.
That Slim J, there can only be one Eminem impersonator in wrestling. Let's go, see money. How you doing? How you doing? Very kinky, absolutely. Ronnie, welcome back. Welcome back. Sean Reed, how you doing? The WFU Nation. Remember, folks, be a part of the WFU, the Wrestling Fans United, as we cut through the bullshit of the IWC and we make it a better place for all, because people jumping off buildings today, it's crazy. But thank you, Ronnie, for the congratulations. I'm not on the team, but I do appreciate the love. Cherokee George, welcome back. Welcome back. Love it. MDB, El Champ Grande as Estacacu. What?
Estaqui. Estaqui. The champ is here. The champ is here. I know Espanol.
There you go. I'm much further from that border than this border. So
true.
We'll talk about the Hangman thing in a second. I just want to get through some of these names, and then we will get to the topical stuff. JT Max, welcome, welcome. I know this is an AEW, but your thoughts about the news about Jimmy and Jay. I did not see Jimmy and Jay news.
So, well, there's been the whole, the Naomi Twitter thing at Jade and everything involving Sir Jim, but I believe I've seen this going around in some Discord servers. I think homies from the Asylum Discord server that I'm in, but WWE's been doing their whole list of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. Mm-hmm. And people have been sharing around. I have not confirmed if it's real or not, that Jimmy versus Jay from WrestleMania 40 was the #1 match. I cannot believe if it's actually true.
That's
it can't be. It can't be true. But
the #1 was Taker Michaels.
Okay, well then I didn't know the list. So
yeah, #2 was Austin Brett, which makes sense. It's my fave. Right up there with the whole end of an era saga. But Jimmy and Jay are not #1. No.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. I assumed it was. I was like, this can't be real. This can't.
No, you're right. You had a good grounds to be skeptical, my friend. Terrell, welcome. Kevin, good to see you. Eric, good to see you. Richard, we got you. Naito is cooked, to be fair. I will come back to Naito, as that's an interesting story that was circulating starting last night. Brian, welcome back. A mad week on rumored and news in the wrestling already. Jose, good to see you. Byron, good to see you. Let's go. Who else? Brandon's back with us. Kyle's back with us. Corey has more to say. Triple H calling out wrestlers, websites, and streamers that ruin WrestleMania. It's not just WrestleMania, but I love this topic, and I want to talk more about it. I just put that back out there. I think the man's on point. And again, I think wrestling, I think the whole life was better without all this fucking spoiler going on. But we'll talk about that. I can confirm that's false. Facts. Jail, the OG. How you doing? Do we want to start with the good news as far as the good stuff? Grand Slam Mexico, June 18th, Nick. I do find this funny, and I have an angle as far as my opinion goes with the fan bases. But, this is cool, though. They're going to Mexico. I think this is going to be great.
Oh, 100%. If there's him working with CMLL and everything like that, that's if New Japan's been picked clean, guess what? CMLL's just the next door he's knocking on. Right, but I mean, now when you've got Bandito in there and everything, you've been using Commander and all of that. Mortos, El Toro Blanco, El Grande, El Mexicano, and everything like that. You've already set the groundwork. You can do that, and I think they'll do it pretty well. I saw someone say this earlier on Twitter, and I fully agree with it. I can't wait until people start falsifying that this is going to be a pay-per-view. To my understanding, it's just a regular episode of Dynamite.
Yeah, what does Uncle Dave have to say about this one? But yes, it will be a special edition. I think it's cool. I'm good with it. I like it. I want to see AEW do well. I'm happy that they're going to make this one. It should be a fun night. The Mexican crowd is awesome. Now, some people did point out that it came off the heels, this announcement, that it was reported yesterday or the day before that WWE was imminently going to announce Mexican dates. And I think that's fine. For anybody out there belly aching about this, they counter. That's what happens. This is a game. This is a battle. This is something that is okay. So when you see something like Tony jump and announce a Grand Slam Mexico, the other side of that docket can't complain when they announce Saturday Night Main Event on the same night of a pay-per-view. It's the game. So again, you can't cheer one way and boo the other.
Well, 100% of literally of the guy running the other company or in charge of the creative of the other company, his gimmick is the game.
Right.
That's what this is. It goes both ways. I mean, I'm sure we're going to talk about certain people from WWE saying things about AEW and all that. So 100%, they both acknowledge each other. And that's when wrestling's always been good, is when there's an active competition, even if it's still, it may not be like this true competition, if you get what I'm saying, but seeing them both viably compete and seeing active, good professional wrestling companies existing together is best for business, to use the outdated fucking term.
Right. Absolutely. Very, what's to say, very calming and passionate beards. Do enjoy them. We do, Leonard. Thank you. Welcome. As
just
always,
a little beard play for y'all right there. Just a little beard play.
He be touching that shit up, bro.
No, I swear to Jeebus. I don't be doing that. I got the reverse Scott Steiner thing going. Instead of like all dark or all light and dark here, I got the light growing in down here.
Right. Hey, listen, when I started doing this channel, this was one strip. And 2 years later, 3 years later, it's a whole fucking mess. So,
well, it's just funny to go back and watch like old like streams and everything, or see old clips or whatever, old pictures pop up. And like, oh, that's where the beard was, and now it's there.
It used to be a thing. Benny, welcome. I see you, Frankie. Roll Tide, welcome. Yeah, okay, let's get into Nick Khan. I love Nick Khan right now as far as causing controversy. Again, first and foremost, I think we said this recently for me. People gotta stop acting like you work at the fucking company, that you're Tony Khan.
Yeah, we talked about that last night.
Like, oh my God, like you guys are like so upset. And again, I would caution people, because when you see, like, I mean, I know people want their favorite to be their favorite and be number one. It is what it is. But I mean, if you're a Buffalo Sabres fan, you can't be telling people, well, we're the best team in the league. You're not making the playoffs. Sorry, I know I just offended a couple Buffalo fans. But that's the way it is. You got to be realistic about where your stats are. At the end of the day, you don't work there. Why are you so hurt? And I love the fact that I'm watching the internet completely crash out, and the man doesn't even have to be direct. This idea that WWE people are going around and just beating up and picking on AEW is bullshit. It's fake. It's a lie. It's not true. They're in interviews. Part of the interviewer's job is to get clippable content. So they ask about AEW. To which they get answers. Not once have I heard anyone say, fuck that company. Not once have I heard anybody say, who cares about that company? But this idea, one, the craziness of the internet's got my head spinning. But you got to understand, at the end of the day, there is no, like, you don't own a stake in this. And I get it. But the idea that they're picking on you, they're asked questions, they got to answer them. And if you get upset and butthurt and twisted over it, that's a you issue, my guy. That's a you issue.
For those who don't know, I'm going to read the quote out because I made sure to pull it up and everything like that. Because trust me, there's a few of these quotes I want to talk about if we can quickly. But yeah. So Nick Khan was asked on the Bill Simmons show. He addressed other wrestling promotional companies saying, quote, in terms of the other wrestling promotional company, they have a lot of talented wrestlers, and we're happy about that. When contractually they're available to be talked to and have conversations with us, assume a number of them will come over. And nothing but respect for the father who finances it and owns the Jaguars and all those other things. Man's out here cutting promos out there of, you know, your daddy pays for it, of took money. He's Seth Rollins out there of took money from a billionaire's kid.
Yeah, again, it is what it is. And tell me where the lie is. Like, I know people are freaking out. Oh my God, see, Nick Khan is so afraid. Listen, I don't know Nick Khan. I don't know. The guy could be the biggest dick in the world. I've never met him. I have no idea what he's like. But when I see him do an interview, it looks like a professional businessman. This guy was a big time Hollywood agent. This guy has made his bank. This guy has worked for his bank. This guy has worked up the ladder to where he is. Tony Khan, a few years ago, cut a promo, and he made the comment, there's only room in wrestling for one Khan. So ever since then, Nick Khan will not acknowledge him. And I said this to somebody who respectfully had a back and forth with me today. Nobody, not in NFL, not in the fucking soccer league, not in wrestling, there is a lack of respect for Tony Khan. So those out there, Nick Khan's afraid. Nick Khan has had bigger shits than Tony Khan. That's the facts. That's how it is. But at the end of the day, there is no fear. He was asked a question, and the truth is, without Shad Khan, none of this is happening.
Nick Khan versus Tony Khan, WrestleMania 42, Worlds Collide, all of that. You know, the Forbidden Door is finally busted off the hinges. Book it now. But only one Khan can survive. To me, if I was a diehard AEW fan, I'd look at it as that's acknowledging that we are in competition with WWE. I wouldn't, cool. If you got to take a shot at me, cool. Then that means that I'm fucking with you, that you acknowledge that I exist, that I'm in the game here. That's the way I would look at it. To me, we've said it. There's no issue with having two companies coexisting and being kind of back and forth and tit for tat. They're literally, AEW's bragging about WCW, which that was WCW's whole MO.
Yes. And I mean, again, that's the thing that I think chaps my ass to the tribalistic, to the toxic fan base, is the fact of when you are like, you completely dedicated 2 shows to a fuck you to Eric Bischoff. 2 shows dedicated to, haha, we're better. And then when you get clapped by somebody, the fucking meltdown. Don't pick the fight if you can't be in it. You cannot pick the fight and then cry when you get the shit slapped out of you. Period. You can't do it. It sucks.
Lady B, triple threat, Nick Khan, Tony Khan, Shaka Khan.
Chaka Khan.
And real quick with this whole, the WCW accomplishment thing and everything. Good on you. It's such a great participation trophy. It is still, like you said, it is just a non-discreet, F you to Eric Bischoff, really. Yes, that's really what all of this is. And it's good on them that they, have been this long. I guess they're the little engine that always could and everything like that. And if they play into it, but acting like this is, the greatest thing, like this is such a record breaking, you were just here longer.
Yeah, if Eric Bischoff
AEW never once actually beat WWE in the ratings.
No. And again, I mean, that's the thing. And I see the comment here from Robert. You always side with WWE. Not true. Not true. I'm praising them for fucking with Eric Bischoff. I'm praising them for calling out the fact that they're about to have a record-breaking night tonight. I'm so happy for them. And I'm proud that I've watched every fucking minute of it. Some of it was hard. But again, if you can play, if you can be mouthy, if you can throw tantrums, if you can poke fun at things, and this whole idea that, oh, well, they're taking shots. There is no shots. They professionally answered a question, and people get mad about people's opinion. It happened to Nash. It happened to RVD. It happened to Bully. It happens every time. It's just their 2 cents. And that is what makes me fucking laugh.
There was a bit of that, though. That's a shot, though. That's a clap back, 100%. That finances it all.
Well, yes, and that is a shot at Tony specifically. Do you think the NFL owners are out there respecting Tony Khan?
Oh, no, we saw it at the draft when I was out there wearing even the neck brace to be like Tony Khan and everything like that. We was getting interviewed by NFL Network. They're sitting there ha-ha and tee-heeing and chuckling behind his back. Although there is a quote from Nick Khan's interview as well that I want to touch on, because this to me is laughable that this man actually uttered this.
I know where we're going.
Look, that's something we don't do. We don't sign and bench people. We sign people who we want to use.
That's true.
No.
Okay, so who did they sign with the intention of not using?
I don't. Well, if you're gonna sit there and get hamstrung on the term "sign,"
no, but that's what this is. They
re-sign Natty. Where's Natty been?
Natty's off at GCW. Natty's working in the back.
She's working indie days. She's not getting booked on main roster.
But they let her go do that, and she's working in the back. She's doing a lot. Also, her husband also doing a lot in the back. By the way,
he's been an agent for however long. You can't say that.
Here's what I find fucking hilarious about this topic: how many AEW talents are sitting at home doing fuck and all? Oh wait,
that's what I'm not arguing that point. What I find funny to me is WWE saying that they don't like bench talent. They don't use talent.
The wording was, we don't sign talent to bench them. People used Hikuleo. Hikuleo's in training. Hikuleo's getting ready for a run. Hikuleo will be here soon. That's not benching. Omos. Ron Sapp, of all people, that fucking dweeb, he pointed out, Omos went over to, they let him go over to Noah because they don't know what to do with him.
But then I would have left him there. Why bring him back?
No, because remember, this current regime didn't sign Omos. He was employed here before then.
I'm not arguing about him being signed. I'm saying if you're not going to use him on TV, leave him over in Noah where he was getting over and he was getting used. He was huge in Japan, literally and figuratively.
Here's the problem with the wrestling fans. And Triple H just talked about this. If they brought Omos back from Noah and they're working on something with him, what's wrong with that? And like it says here, he's working a lot of house shows. He's getting better at his craft. So there's another example of bullshit.
I have heard 0.0% of people saying Omos is working house shows.
What?
I have heard. Have you seen a clip of Omos at a house show?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. So who has the WWE signed and benched? Signed and benched. So we signed so-and-so just so the other company couldn't have them. Who? Not one example. None. Even like someone said, well, Alexa Bliss. We don't know what's going on with Alexa Bliss. Someone said the Wyatt Six. Well, Bo Dallas got hurt. Where is this? We signed them just to bench them.
If you're going
are
super,
you Britt Baker? Are you Phoenix? Are you Penta? Are you Ricky Starks? Are you Wardlow? Are you Hobbs? Like, let's be fucking real here, people.
No one's saying that AEW doesn't do it. I'll guess I'll say that. A
lot of people have.
Well, I'm not. I'll say that then. Okay. I'm not. I guess I'm not so humstruck on the word of sign of that they have talent that they have under contract that they have brought back from doing other things. They have re-signed recently and everything that are literally just not doing anything.
But not doing anything currently and being benched is not the same thing. You only have so many minutes on TV. How many? Like, we're mad about a 3-hour SmackDown. Do you want a 4-hour SmackDown? Again. No. There will be times. Roman Reigns said out loud, if the wise man isn't at my side, I won't be around. That's what I think we're going to get post-Mania. So you see other people coming up. But if anyone out there can give me a good example of somebody that the WWE is just benching out of spite, I'm all ears because nobody can give me one.
You got me thinking. We got like a minute or so here.
Right. And again, saying Alexa Bliss got benched is bullshit. We don't know her story. The Wyatt Six, Bo Dallas got hurt. Omos is working house shows. And to be honest, fucking Omos needs some work. Again, is anyone.
Leave him in Noah. Leave him in Noah.
No, you don't have to do that. Why? If they got plans for him, if they're bringing him over and doing shows.
Or does Andrade kind of count?
Andrade's been used. And if you want to count like 3 weeks of benching, we're still seeing them, but we are getting the start of Dynamite, folks. We are getting the start of GCW as well. I got the copyright notice. I got the pyro. Get in that chat. Keep it coming. Let's go. And again, I'm all ears on this argument, but again, I will blow up the IWC every day of the week because people just throw comments out there and they have no substantiating evidence. What we do here, or what we try and do here, let's play in facts. Who's benched?
But I'm trying to sync up with you. I have the copyright notice on Triller. I have the pyro on Spring Breakthrough. I have Hi Fletch. I see you. Anthony, what up, my guy? JV, I see you. Vance, I see the man called Burnsy over there on Twitch saying, as Dr. Nick says on The Simpsons, hi, everybody.
I got the graphic for the tag match, Nick. No, I got Adam
the trios. Yeah.
I got Adam Page in the wild card.
I don't have that.
Let me know when you do.
I will.
As we are getting the start of 2 shows, folks. Again, get in that chat. Let's talk about it all night long. There's still more to talk about as far as these interviews and comments and these
wild card and Hangman.
Oh, okay. Hopefully you didn't go by me.
No. Well, I got the Ring and GCW, but yeah, I just switched now to Ospreay, Takeshita, and AEW.
I got Takashka.
Takashka.
But we are off and running, crowd shot, setting it up in, and we'll keep you posted on all the action, folks. Over 100 with us already, and we are going. Natalia Hart's been benched. She has not been benched. Plus, she's old as fuck. And what would you rather have? Natty's at the end of her career, bro.
I'll say that. Don't say she's old as fuck.
She's old as fuck. She done.
So, okay, here's someone I want to be benched.
We'll and we'll take TV time away from Liv Morgan, or we'll take time away from Leah
316. Well, if you want Natty here, we'll just take time away from Liv.
Yeah, you can't have them all, guys. And Natty's doing work backstage that she's very happy with. When they bring in new talent, Natty's got a big role in this company. Not benched, just not used.
Fair enough. As I got the CEO out here, and we've even got Tony. What's up?
Wasn't she just in a gauntlet match on Friday?
Monet?
No, Natty. Monet. All right, folks.
Maybe. No, she was in the tag match with Maxine.
I thought so. Okay. All right, I will put a poll up. Who you guys taking as we open the show with Mercedes taking on Athena, a dream match for many.
Now, interesting spot to have this match here. Is this because they're in Boston? You do this first so she gets a clean pop, a clean reaction. Nobody's, disenfranchised, disheartened, by what they've seen beforehand.
Yeah. Again, AEW did struggle to sell 3,000 tickets for this event in Boston tonight. So that is something to consider.
I as someone who lives in the New England area, and Boston gamer, if you're out there, if you can hear my voice, can maybe attest to this too. Anyone else out there, of that last time they did a show in Boston, it was at the Garden. Now we're in a smaller venue, which I'm not exactly blaming, but it's just saying.
Let's go, Adam, back for some Dynamite. Let's go. Andrade is being used. Yeah, not really. But again, you can't use everybody. I don't know anybody. They didn't sign him and not use him. Like, that to me is a big factor in this. If they're not, remember the Vince days where he just signed guys and then never put it like it was just signing.
Spitefully, I get what you're saying, yeah, but I would just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just don't say that. Don't say that, because that's instantly they're going to clap back at you with that. Like, that's going to read bad either way. Like, there's no way. You're telling me that there's no easy. We just argued about how at least there would be the instant argument with that statement. Just don't say it.
What statement?
About the whole, we don't bench people. Just, you don't even need to address anything with that. Just shut up.
It. Give me a fucking name, and I will challenge anybody on the internet. Give me a name of somebody that they are benching. Legitimately benching, that they signed specifically to bench. And I would argue that one company has over 100 people sitting on the bench right now, including Deonna Purrazzo, Taya Valkyrie, Serena D. But the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on.
But, so you think that but then likewise, you think that AEW signed somebody just to bench them, not just sign them and then just burn through them too fast and then bench them?
Ray Phoenix couldn't get out of his contract. They benched him. Britt Baker's under contract.
So to counter your argument about all of this, but they didn't sign him and then just instantly do that.
No, but again, they are.
That's what I'm arguing, though. If you can't argue that the other way, then you can't argue it this way.
Oh, we're off and run. Yeah, I can. Absolutely.
Again,
nobody, including you, can give me one name of a person they signed just to sit. Natty might be
a name of AEW that somebody that they signed specifically just to sit.
Oh, you want the list of fucking names that they?
No, that is, you can say currently sitting, but that they signed to sit. That's what you said. That's what you said.
Well, they got someone like Athena locked down. And now we get her on. Finally, we get her on Ring of Honor.
Right.
But Tony Khan is holding on to more names than WWE is, as far as preventing them from going elsewhere. And that's another thing that bothered people today, as we got a Skyview off and running.
Right, yeah. Let's focus on Athena and Mercedes, because we're going to go in circles with this dance. I feel this will be
yes.
But they didn't sign her to bench her.
No, they're not using her. She was in there less
than but then everything you're arguing towards AEW is the same counter argument with WWE that you're saying doesn't exist.
You don't even have an example. What have they done?
Andrade is an example right there.
But Andrade's been used up until a couple weeks ago. He was in the
been used up until a month or so ago.
See, this is what the IWC does, Nick. They say big statements because they think it somehow resonates as true. There is no truth. It just sounds good. It's up there with WWE is racist and this is that, and they don't do this. It's all bullshit. Oh, the both ladies rolling around. We're already off and running. Welcome to Wednesdays, Nick.
I was going to say, I was like, how do you want me to respond?
Again, because I know, and I feel bad for you, my friend, but you took the stance of that is, I can't believe he said that. And he's right.
But
Nick Khan and Triple H.
And again, though, your whole stance on this is that
Nick
WWE specifically signed someone to bench them.
Nick Khan and Triple H have not signed a single talent they don't have intent on using.
I don't think Tony Khan has either.
There's some people he signed that he's never fucking used or just gave them a little taste, and people would argue he just signed them to sign them, i.e. Camille, i.e. Deonna Purrazzo.
No, he still used them. He
Deonna
used them.
1 week. They used her for one fucking match, and then nothing.
No, she's still getting used. She's still out there with everything.
Bro. Wardlow, I mean, he didn't sign him to bench him, but he is benching him, so he won't leave. Penta, I mean, Phoenix, he purposely benched because he was butthurt. Ricky Saints purposely benched because he was butthurt. Think about the people, the pettiness of Tony Khan not using talent, ghosting talent. Any reports of WWE doing that? Not one.
All right, I'm gonna just Alexa saying, Nick, face it, you're losing this argument. MDB said, talk that talk, KJ.
I'll take this.
Jose, you ain't about that Wednesday life, Nick.
We'll take this to court, bro. I got no problem.
No, we just did. We just had an appeal. That's all we had. We had an appeal.
Now, right now on GCW, we got the matches started already as well. Trying to confirm the two gentlemen that kicked this one off.
Right, but so who you got, though, for Athena versus Mercedes? This is in the Owen. This is the first round. This is no titles involved. Yeah, case closed. Dun, dun.
Mercedes, 58%. Athena, 42% from the chat. I mean, I'm guessing it's got to be Mercedes. The non-title makes me wonder.
Yeah. Could it be this is where Athena gets her win in this because it's the non-title?
It would be weird. I mean, my guess, and I got to go with Mercedes because I said Mercedes is never going to lose.
True. I mean, it's in Boston. It is Mercedes. Mm-hmm. And it would be, it's still a contender for the world title. Maybe.
Oh, nice move.
Ooh.
Nice move. Mercedes into the bank statement.
That's the thing, is she can wrestle at fucking times. It's just few and far between. She can wrestle when she's got a good dance partner.
She needs a good leader. What up, Anthony? How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Looking forward to Anthony being here tomorrow. Boston, my guy. I love it. Stop being a sourpuss. I love it.
Yeah, but see, this is how you can tell we're like goddamn brothers from other mothers. We just sat there, we're at each other's throats. You're like, all right, same time next week. All right.
No, same thing. I razz Boston the other night, but he knows it's love. He knows you tease the ones you love, folks.
Absolutely. Well, and that's the thing, is that's what we're about with the WFU and all of that.
Outside
time limit draw and they both move on. Ooh.
I'd be disgusted.
Fair enough. But as I was saying, that's what we do with the WFU. We can sit there and have the back and forth and just, all right, we're going to have the discussion. We have the dialogue. Everything stays above the waist, and you can admit, faults in your own arguments and this, that. It's in a healthy discussion about topics.
I'm highly passionate about this one, though. All day I've been chopping.
I've noticed. I guess I stepped on a hair trigger.
Yeah. As Athena hung upside down by the bottom rope. Yeah, usually I come on here on a Wednesday and just blow my wad all night long. Pause. But now I actually have someone to blow it on. Pause.
You paused and then came back with a worse sign. All right, TK, you've put this in X amount of times. You've got enough money. You can afford a super chat, my guy. Become a member, anything like that. But that's how you make sure, folks, you get your comment read. You help support the channel and everything. Help this become the full-time gig and all that. But he's said it about 6,000 times. So read it out as I'm in commercial on AEW saying, Excalibur's mask smells like formaldehyde and expired spray cheese.
For sure.
You.
We go to pitcher and pitcher, folks, and yeah, good match so far for sure. Who is in the GCW match right now?
Good question.
But the ID tournament is rolling as well, folks. And again, we got over 100 people here. Make sure you hit like, share, subscribe. Be a part of the family. Be a part of the show. Be a part of the friendly debate. Nobody has to have hatred. Nobody has to be angry. You can just talk about it. And again, if I can get proven wrong, I'm all ears.
Right?
They're on a bonus contract.
I am going to guess this is Freedom Ramsey and Jordan Oasis.
Yes, that makes sense.
There we go.
At least I'm running with it at the moment.
Fair enough. I can read up. Well, we're going to actually see Izzy, the Bailey fan, actually wrestle. I've never actually seen her wrestle a full match before.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But 107 likes on the stream already. We appreciate the love, folks. And again, we got a mega stream tomorrow. If you love wrestling, this is the place to be as we head into our giant WrestleMania marathon all weekend long. Mira was bent for a year.
All I'm saying is you hung your hat on who they signed to bench, and you're naming people that they already had signed and they just benched beyond. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
Listen, regardless of how we break this down, and again, there are people, like I listed off, Sticks, that he signed just because he wants them and doesn't want anyone else to have them. But there are more examples of people sitting at home doing nothing, being paid by Tony Khan, than there are examples of people not being paid from WWE. And again, the last thing I'll say about it, think about all the rage every time WWE releases talent. All the rage when they release a bunch of people. Oh, I can't believe they did this. Well, what do you want them to do? Bench or release? Pick, you fucking assholes.
On an entirely different question, who do you think is going to be the mystery opponent that takes on Hangman Page?
I hope it's not Minoru. Is it Naito? Can he make it?
Naito, by the way. You've been saying that the whole time. It's driving me fucking insane as a New Japan fan. It's Tetsuya Naito. And yes, for those who don't know, Tetsuya Naito is done. Yeah, and Bushi. He's Bushiing it all the way around there. Well, I saw an article too from Fightful that said that he had initially re-signed, but changed pretty much his whole mind and everything once Naito wasn't going to be there. But
yeah. So I think, listen, if with all the news coming out about WWE signing Jeff Cobb or getting Jeff Cobb, I wonder if this is a little bit of counter booking, like bring in a Naito. I'm not thrilled about Naito coming in and fighting
Naito.
We'll team him up with more Toast.
There you go. Toast toe.
Oh, big pin.
Two. Well, but see, that's the thing is there's been a lot of people that like, oh, he's going to WWE and no, how dare you do that? Of like, he's going to AEW, which would again then be further picking the bones clean of what New Japan was. New Japan is in a state of disarray at this point because all of their top talent has been wiped.
Yeah. And I think my only sentiment for the first 40 minutes of this show is, one, people need to stop getting mad like they work for the company or that they're personal friends of Tony Khan. Two, again, before you start throwing a temper tantrum, you have to look at what you're defending. And I think there's a lot of glass houses and a lot of stone throwers.
I'm throwing all the stones, Steve Austin.
I can't believe you said that. I can. There's more. There's more we got to unfold, folks.
But wait, there's more. Naito versus Moxley. That sounds like a good idea.
Oh, Tony, shut up. You're killing me, Smalls. Suzuki, Naito, and fucking Moxley in a triple threat. Double or nothing. Book it. Oh, this is a good match, folks.
Yeah, because he's finally wrestling Athena, and Athena's a fucking talented ass wrestler. Yeah. Oh,
they just had a slip up, but it's good. It's
but that makes sense though. If you're flipping back through this, that makes sense. You would physically be not able to do that clean like a fucking video game.
Okay, but don't do it 3 more times.
Yeah, all right. Now that's
so good though.
Oh,
code breaker.
What would you call that? Well, it was like a chest burster almost because she had her set up for like a tombstone. So it's the reverse code breaker or backstabber.
Hell of a spot. Hell of a spot.
It's been, again, mark this down as moments in time of we're out here praising a Mercedes Moné match.
Again, I listen, if it's good, it's good. I'll call it. If like I mean, again, I don't really have to say this anymore, but when AEW was cooking and WWE was sucking, I was the first one on stream being like, fuck WWE and what they're doing. I just can't let them off the hook of this rage, and it's not founded. Know what my favorite one today was? Nick Khan stating that WWE is the underdog. And I got why he said it. People went right over their fucking heads, but it's true in how he presented it. But here's the thing. You had one group of people saying, no, I can't, that's ridiculous. But then there was a collection of people who went, well, that means AEW is number one then. Nick Khan admitted it. If they're the underdogs, we're number one. I was like, you're trying so hard.
We can talk about that in another commercial break because that's other things to unpack, my guy.
He's got a backpack, by the way, on GCW. Don't know why.
Backpack. Swiper, no swiping.
Nice handshake. But a hell of a match to start Dynamite tonight, folks. How you feeling about it out there? Give me thumbs up, thumbs down, flames, sad face, whatever. How you feeling about the opening match tonight?
So far, I'm fully enjoying it. Absolutely. Of this, again, this to me, Spring Breakthrough feels like what an AEW pay-per-view could be. Realistically, you kind of fluff this up a bit more, what have you, a little bit more pageantry. This is all you need, Tony, for a pay-per-view.
Really, if you took this card and put it in the Dynasty card spot, right, and just tweaked it, maybe you had a better main event. That 6-7 matches that are quality matches, that is better than your pay-per-views when you do it like this. Like, goes for the three amigo, Athena gets out.
And then you can save this type of stuff for your TVs.
Another powerbomb.
Symphony of Powerbomb. Shout out Wardlow, who may or may not be benched.
That's funny. That's funny shit.
I want Athena to win this just because, to me, Athena is everything Mercedes Moné thinks she the fuck is. I'll put it that way and put it bluntly.
As far as I'm concerned, she's had one really good match since she's been back. And with AEW, she's had a lot of lackluster matches. Yes. I was really hoping that this match delivered because, again, I think, I mean, there's only so often we can beat this lady up. I wish Athena wins. I think she's a better talent.
Like I said, she's everything Mercedes thinks she is. As Alexis is saying, no, Alexis saying, it's only one match, guys. The rest can totally suck. I'm going to bet you right now, Alexis. Handshake bet. Virtual high five bet. Ospreay versus Takeshita is not going to suck. Chris, what else do we have on the card tonight and everything? Hangman versus TBD, depending on who TBD is, who I think it is not going to suck.
Who do you think it's going to be? Because I think it's Jack Perry.
Yes, same. Thank you.
Think that
100%. I think it's Jack Perry. I would be amazed. I would be even happier if it's, say, the alleged Josh Alexander. I think it's Jack Perry.
But Josh can't take an L, and I don't think Paige can take an L. So Josh coming in that spot would blow my mind. I think it's going to be Jack Perry. I think the Bucks get involved because they have an issue with Paige. If it's Jack Perry, I'm not expecting a good match, my friend.
I will fight you on that. I'll take a Jack Perry match. I don't mind Jungle Boy Jack Perry now. I was never like, I liked him before, and I actually do think once he showed up in like New Japan with the whole scapegoat gimmick and everything, I liked it. I was behind it. The back to the Young Bucks thing was a little stupid. All of that, but him just being like you used me as the fucking martyr for CM Punk angle would have been great, of him being that anti guy towards AEW because you made me the martyr for this fucking company.
Right. Nice. We got this. Oh, trying to get the suplex.
Right.
As Izzy Marino came out.
What in the meta shit is going on right now? I have Izzy coming out with Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks wrestling on the other screen, and Sasha's infamous for the Bailey kid crying, Izzy. And also, Izzy's been out there trying to call out Mercedes for a match. She's been trying to use Mercedes to get booked by AEW.
What's up, Maddie? Anthony, good to see you. Welcome. What's going on with Mariah May? Up in the air. I don't believe anything till we really. I think Triple H talked a lot about the dirt sheets in an interview today, and I thought he did a great articulate job explaining the fucking dirt sheets suck.
Well, then he crashed out before people crashed out about his whole statement about not real fans and everything like that. But with Mercedes Moné, with Mariah May, what I say is slow news day.
Right. I love that.
That's what it is. Because we don't know when her contract's up or anything. So it's slow news day. We just got shit we need to talk about.
And Nick Khan is right. There are people that are going to leave AEW and go to WWE. There's also people going to leave WWE and go to AEW, guys. Relax.
It goes both ways. It's like a circle.
AEW has become WWE development. Clip it.
Strike that. Reverse it.
I'm kidding.
Sorry. Jorge Rubio saying it's not a bad thing to be sent to catering. I heard the chicken is top tier.
That's funny, buddy. I hear it's good chicken.
There we go. Well, we're still going away with Athena and Mercedes, and we've got Izzy Moreno versus Zara Zakir right now on GCW.
We're past that discussion. Now Nick's just poking the bear. Don't poke the bear.
Hey, boo-boo, I got a big basket.
The Battle of Ontario is heading into the playoffs. I can't wait, Brandon. I can't wait, buddy. It's a good one. Ottawa, I mean, knock on wood. I mean, I know our playoff record, but we've done okay against Ottawa in the playoffs in the past.
Wait, the Sens are good?
They squeezed in, yeah. And Montreal and Calgary still holding on to dear life. And
it's been a hot minute since I ever remember the Sens actually being good.
They went through a rebuild, but then picking up guys like Kachuk and that have really helped them. They made some savvy moves. So yeah, I mean, I'll give them some credit.
I will admit there was a one point to where my hometown of Potsdam, New York, was heavy Calgary Flames fans.
Oh, really?
Because a hometown boy, Craig Conroy, was when they were in the finals with like that him, Aginlaw. I think they were taking on Tampa. In that Stanley Cup final.
Oh, they ripped off.
Potsdam, New York became hardcore Calgary Flames fans for a whole series.
That's crazy. I will say that's what I say when I get a new strain, Nick. Potsdam.
Trust me, my guy. Literally, as a kid who went to high school there and you're doing all the fundraisers and everything, we had shirts that like especially because we had an economics class, like we were Banff Industries. Badass motherfucker. He slips that shit to the teacher and everything. We had, like, for some of the sports teams, we smoked the competition.
Sorry, both women down. Sasha's smiling. I kind of missed the spot there. What up, Kat? How you doing? Moose Open Challenge this Thursday. Could
Good question. Bold strategy con.
It could be anybody. It's going to be Lexus King.
Shit, you're actually probably not wrong with that. As they're trying to get up on the barricade, it'll probably be someone from NXT.
What is this? It took way too long to get up there. But they're stopping each other. Oh, hooked! Down. Through. Big kick. And the screen goes out. Good match, folks.
That spot was convoluted as fuck just to get to that.
Yeah, win.
No, because it was. I'm sat there. All right, so we climbed up here just so I can toss you off of there, so you can just kind of land easily on your feet, so I can jump on you.
Nice. It's over. It's gonna be a roll up here. Yeah, she grabs
the tights.
Grabs the tights and get a roll up. A couple people said it was gonna be a roll up finish, and they were correct. But they'll run that back. If they were smart, they'll run that back.
You have to. This is what you said it with when they did Punk Seth in WWE.
Yeah.
This is not the first or last. This is not the last time that we will see these two wrestle.
Right. It was a great match. It's sad that was a second round match in the. That's my only complaint. But that was a really good match. Really good start to Dynamite tonight. Pasta jersey signing. Pasta. Shout out to Logan Couture, who had to retire.
Yeah, I saw that.
Big Nick is awesome.
Fair enough. Hi, Maddie. I think Maddie added me on Facebook.
Really?
Yes. Idiot AZ, what up? Boston telling me to stop being a sourpuss. Anthony pointing out Mercedes won. Darby is the TBD. I sat there and saw Darby, Luther, Tony Storm. So we're setting up. If Mercedes wins this, it's going to be Mercedes versus Tony. So she's going to collect all the belts.
All the belts.
All the belts.
All the belts. I really hope not, my guy. I really hope not.
I really mean it. It's Tony Khan's fucking world. We're just living in it. We're just watching it. And I think that could be a thing of she is the goddamn Thanos. She is the Galactus of AEW women's wrestling. Of she just collector of worlds.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Why am I not surprised she won? Now, again, as she is a top woman in this division, she's probably the favorite to win. So I understand why she won. I just don't like her being the top woman.
Yeah, I just don't like her. I don't like fucking Hangman's perm ass haircut. Fucking sharp haircut.
Oh, Connor's back with the Bucks.
Yeah, well, he can't.
Jack Perry tonight. That's what I feel.
Oh, 100% with this. And just goddamn, how much of a more of a V-neck shirt could you get, Matthew? I have to remember which Jackson's which.
It's tough. I still struggle with that on a weekly.
And one of them shares my name, and I still can't remember.
Yeah, Tony the Snowman. What's up, Stoner Jesus? How you doing? May the blunt be with you. Jose's in there. Oh, thank you, Maddie. I appreciate the love. I really do. I don't fuck with Facebook. Sorry. She is walking out of All In with 6 belts. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Anthony. I'm nervous.
Yes, and I'm not going to repeat what I thought was said there or what I just heard. Everything that kind of popped me, but yeah, about faces and books and everything and what you do with them. But where was it? Oh, hi, Danny or Dawn. Sorry, goddamn. But Adam pointing out, listening to y'all on my headphones at the vitamin dispensary. There we go.
Nice.
We need a strain. We need a sponsor.
We're working on it. Let me know what you want me to cross together, and I'll start planting the tis and season. The Bucks are bad for business, Tony. Hey, Tuukka Rask! Oh,
Boston!
Ooh. This is the worst part of Dynamite. Dynamite getting a low rating from now on.
This is when KJ is going to have to run away because Tuukka, the nightmare killer for KJ.
Yeah, this is a hit and a half for my ass. Not only did the Leafs draft him and then give him away on a garage sale price, then he goes on to win a couple cups. No big deal. Tuukka. I like Tuukka a lot. He's a funny guy away from hockey, like in interviews and shit. He's a funny guy. And he has one of the best meltdowns in hockey history.
Fair enough. Well, and it's still crazy of like he was still kind of like that guy, and then for him to like have to like hang it up and everything.
Why the fuck are they hanging up? Why does Tuukka have the cup? Why is the cup in Boston?
Because they're in Boston, and because TNT is going to be airing a lot of like the NHL playoffs. That's why. TBS. That's what this is, and that's part of halfway why they're hyping up of their. It's not even, again, not to rehash an argument, but that's why they're bringing up of this is the longest wrestling show consistently on Time Warner television and everything. Because that's now they're going to still halfway hype up. We're going to hype up that the NHL playoffs are going to be here too, and maybe some of the NBA playoffs and all that. That's why Tuukka's out there.
Yeah. I know be feeling bad for KG on Wednesdays. Let's go. I mean, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
I like this though from Jorge. If Wrestling for Life had their own beer, I'd buy it. I don't know if we'd have a beer, but we'd have a beverage.
I got a whiteboard full of like things to accomplish. I'll add beer to that list. I mean, I already put vitamins on it. So
right. We can't call it real Canadian beer though, or anything like that.
You got to keep the support coming, folks. The more people watch us, the more people that join us, the more super chats we get, the more shit we can do.
Right. Now, the Charlotte Flair question of the evening. Anthony saying, KJ, you need to go heel on AEW. Now the question, now it remains to be discussed of, have you gone heel on AEW or are you just honest?
I agree with Rob Van Dam. I love AEW. I hate that toxic belly of its fan base. RVD was right. That's my issue. They make me want to fight like I come on here amped to defend things, but I can't help it. I can't like when they say stupid shit, I can't help but shoot it down. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, even good stuff that gets reported, there's like 4 or 5 comments from the tribalist of like, lame. Oh, of course the Fed did it. Like, shut up. People getting butthurt over Seth's comments. Triple A. Like, you can't do an interview. They're just sitting there waiting. I wish a motherfucker would. Like, every night, every day.
100% they will pick you to pieces. As Anthony is saying, I'm assuming Tuca is some sports athlete.
He's a goalie. Hockey.
Was a goalie. Yeah, Jose, 100%. It'd be a whiskey, guys. Yeah, absolutely would.
That's exactly. I would 100%.
Right. Bendy the Gray. I saw an article today claiming that AEW made WCW tap out. What?
Yeah, right. Nobody taps out in AEW. They pass out.
Tap out or blackout, my guy. And they all black out.
Nobody taps out. Here comes Hangman Page.
Right, as I'm getting Aaron Rourke versus Itzgall also on GCW.
Who won between Izzy? I missed Izzy.
Neither did I was busy with Izzy. Yeah,
still haven't, Nick.
I still haven't watched the full
one. Corey Crawford. Corey Crawford. Tim Thomas was in the chat as far as pretty good. He's off in a bunker somewhere waiting for the apocalypse. So
we can't go right now into like favorite goalies because that's a members only discussion.
Yeah, that's definitely a members only discussion.
Right, but I like Puff Dush's comment, but I won't read it because I don't know if YouTube will be a fan of it. Well, the first one about I'll pull it up, but yeah,
that's okay. Fuck it. Osprey, because I saw this, I was like, maybe
super controversial. Osprey's winning the Owen. Hot takes.
Osprey and Mercedes, but my argument is that too predictable?
Sometimes predictable isn't bad.
Hey, look at this. Josh Alexander in the building. Let's go.
Wow.
The walking weapon. It's official.
Yeah, well, I won't lie. I didn't think it was good. We've said this. I didn't think it would be official till I saw it, and it's official like a referee whistle.
Like I didn't think it would be here, Nick.
Does he win here, and you get Josh versus Osprey?
Yeah, right away when you saw that heartbeat, for sure, ringside Anthony. Josh Alexander is in AEW, and I mean, if I had my money, Josh would be coming out and ripping through somebody. Like, honestly, dusting. To me, that's how I would have brought him in, is you make him look like the walking weapon right away.
If I'm an AEW fan today, I am like a diehard tribalist. I am winning all the way through today. Josh Alexander is here. We're shitting in the face of Eric Bischoff. Mercedes actually had a good match, and Nick Khan's out there acknowledging us and kind of clapping back and talking shit. I mean,
he did not.
No, but that's how I would spin the whole, you know, your billionaire the father, the Jaguars owner that's funding it. I would take that as you acknowledge me. So you're saying there's a chance. You're saying I'm in the game. That's positive mindset with this shit.
But I do want to point out, guys, it's not like Nick Khan and Triple H and anyone else, Seth Rollins, are sitting down and going, hi, can we talk about AEW? They're being asked questions from reporters. That's what the fucking drones don't realize. And I get
it. Questioning minds want to know.
Right? Like, that's the problem. Oh, they can't keep AEW out of their mouth. The reporters can't. But it's like you ask the Leafs about the Montreal Canadiens. You ask the Americans about the Canadians. Well, I don't know why I've used the same example twice. But you ask, that's what happens in sports. Like, you ask the Golden State Warriors about the Bulls or whoever. That's how this goes. They acknowledge them. Well, if the interviewer didn't bring it up, he wasn't going to bring it up.
Touche. Well, that's the thing. Is it'd be one thing if it was like an unprovoked, like, so how's the weather out today? By the way, to hell with that Jaguars owner's son out there just fucking, running amok. Like the questions asking that I will 100% admit that.
Now, big forum, start this one off. Who wins, Nick? I think the Bucks have to cost Page this, but I'm a little torn.
Josh is winning. John, I'm TBD. I thought it was Perry. TBD wins. I'm telling you, I would love to see me some Josh Alexander versus Will Ospreay.
Let Josh win the tournament. A good old Canadian boy winning the Owen. Let him win it. You signed him. He's a big fucking deal. Let him win it. Over
Ospreay, who should be the face of your company. Now, but then he becomes lamb to the slaughter to Moxley. Does now he become the one that is the scapegoat?
Josh Alexander would be a better world champion than John Moxley. I said it.
So you think Josh Alexander skips the line past Ospreay, past Swerve, past Hangman, world champion?
That's why I wouldn't have put him in this spot. Now that he's here, book it all the way.
Fuck yeah, you're halfway right and you're halfway wrong. I disagree with it. To me, it's got to be Ospreay.
I get it.
I would have been more excited if Swerve would have won at Dynasty. Oh, I would be more excited because think about the potentials. We could have gotten Swerve versus Josh. Either way, you think that could go literally either way. You could have gotten Swerve versus Hangman. Could have easily gone either way. You could have gotten Swerve versus Hangman, which is the match that needs to be made in AEW.
Again, I will give them credit. They are making us wait for it. Good storytelling with Page and Swerve in a lot of ways. I like it. Page, to me, was my MVP. I'm a big Page fan. But if Josh was going to come in and debut, I'd want Josh to look dominant tonight. Like real strong. That's my only thing. We've talked about this before. But again, if you get a hell of a match, good Mercedes match, good follow-up match. We're having a good Dynamite tonight, folks.
Right? Well, and I like this from ADZ. I acknowledge you, my Tribal Vitamins Chiefs. That's what we need. A TVC shirt.
A TVC.
Tribal Vitamin Chief.
Right. Oh, I got to thank Maddie for the super chat. There you go. Life, pack them bowls. Let's go.
Absolutely. I'm in commercial break. We've got it's Gall taking on Aaron Rourke right now on GCW. What do we want to talk about now at this point? Because goddamn.
I mean, there's so much to talk about, and it's fun. I love this. This is so exciting. But yeah, Paige, and we're in picture with Paige and the Walking Weapon. For those just tuning in, your former TNA World Champion Josh Alexander officially in AEW and part of this tournament. We'll see what happens. I hope they don't bench him too quick.
That just needs to be a shirt, and those who watch this, Corey, what up, will know it of just I'm benched.
I'm benched.
Just a bench on a shirt.
Right. Anthony agrees. Yes, let's go. Josh can go, man. I love Josh Alexander, so I'm a little biased. Josh versus Ospreay running it back, but I will say this: Josh and Speedball had a better match than Will and Josh. So, Speedball Ospreay, sorry. So again, you get Josh versus Speedball, Josh versus Will versus both. Like, I mean, there's options. I like this. I'm excited.
Josh is a guy that fits here and everything. The only thing I thought would have been interesting is if now with Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, Ricky Starks, NXT, if Josh would have shown up there and all of that. But
right.
Lady B, I'm here. We're going to have a lot to talk about all this weekend. Lady B is saying, I'm here for the Wrestling for Life vitamins. A solo sativa would be great.
I like it. I like it.
We need a vitamin line. Absolutely.
I like it. We'll save that for the next members only, folks. Is we'll talk a little more about.
We're just going to break out the whiteboard and all that. We'll have the ideas up there.
So yeah, I mean, being an enthusiast for a long time and being in the industry at times, I'm more than happy to spend some hours talking about it.
There we go. I like this stuff from Straight Edge Browns fan. I just got home a few minutes ago, turned on the TV when Page came out, and got to see Alexander's debut. Perfect timing. AEW was the best.
Let's go. So, I want to see Josh versus Ospreay again. The first match with them two will never be top of Impact in November of 2023. Great match. Absolutely great match.
This is why I love Anthony, because man had the file on ready. He had the receipt already lined up. It can quote when the match happened, the year. He could tell you the date. He could probably almost tell you the Meltzer star rating. It was good.
Right. Blessed and benched. I know nothing about Mr. Noob. Shout out. Hope the roads are treating you well, sir. I know nothing about Alexander on a scale of 1 to 10 for promos. Where is he? KJ has Canadian bias, so I'll take points off his number. I think Josh is like a solid 7 promo, 6.5, 7. He's not necessarily known for being a big promo.
On average, he's a 7 promo. He's a 10 to an 11 in ring. Well, he'll every now and then he'll pull a promo or he can work into a story that's a 10 and a half of like him with his kid and everything. When that's up there with like the whole Moose storyline, it is what was 11 out of 10.
Yeah. People and Josh from TNA, neither were acknowledged for that. Why? Again, double standards, folks. Goalposts moving.
Right.
I like it.
Oh,
you can have that. I ain't even mad at. We have a shirt that says that, buddy.
Yeah.
Anyone else going to All In? Yeah, about 8,000 people right now. Just because they had a solid match 2 years ago doesn't mean I don't want to see them go again. Come on, Anthony. Now you're being sour with Anthony. Come on, buddy. Come on.
Everyone's sour around Boston.
Not just kidding. No, I mean, again, I'm curious to see what this means. I'm excited for Josh. And I understand. I mean, the WWE probably, and I'm speculating, said, okay, Josh, we'll bring you in. We'll put you in NXT like we did with other guys. And Tony said, come in, you can fight right away. And so I like this. I have no problem with people choosing what's best for their family and themselves. And again, it's been a solid match so far. So really good Dynamite so far.
Oh, it's been a great Dynamite. Are you surprised that they didn't go with like a like do it a Nitro like parody?
I wish
they couldn't have probably gotten away with it with copyrights, but yeah.
With Tony and all his infinite money, he should have had 2 big AEW logos on each side of the stage that pyroed up at the beginning of the show if he wanted to impress me.
I did see, though, that there was trips to Vegas at airports and everything to where they had giant screens that were basically saying, watch AEW in the middle of WrestleMania propaganda. Right. Yeah. No, fantastic Dynamite. I think either person could win here, and Ospreay, I think, needs to win this tournament. You get that match at All In. You get Kenny versus Okada. You get an Ospreay versus Moxley. I would have liked it more if it was an Ospreay versus Swerve, but that's the way you go.
Small, quick question, and then I'm going to probably take a quick pause.
There you
go. What about Double or Nothing, folks? What about Double or Nothing?
Speaking of bench, they benched the whole pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view, bro.
No one gives a fuck about Double or Nothing.
But show rolls on, folks. I'm going to step aside and stretch my legs and re-up the bowl. Be right back.
Right. KJ's going to go get that some of that solo sativa out there. But let me know again, folks, whether you're taking Josh Alexander, you're taking Hangman Adam Page, or like I said, right now, and all due respect of we've been trying to pay attention to GCW with the WWE ID tournament, but Dynamite's been fucking fantastic tonight so far. I know I ain't usually here on Wednesdays, but this is a hell of a Wednesday to be here. And I actually don't mind that Collision's coming back on a Thursday. Honestly, Anthony might not like this because it'd be competition with Impact. If Collision moved straight from Saturdays and just went to Thursdays, you had back-to-back nights of AEW. Honestly, I wouldn't mind that. AEW owns the middle of the week. WWE's got the starts and the ends. Fair enough. We just divide the territories enough that way. as It's Gall picks up the win, but I got a enziguri from Hangman on a Josh. Welcome to the learning tree, brother. No, the learning tree's on tour, and hallelujah, thank Jeebus out there. Thank Stoner Jesus that he's out there on tour, because Tombstone from Hangman on a Josh. 1, 2. Now, I know it's not Rebsburg, but when did Billy Corgan become a referee for AEW? Yeah. Put Impact on weekends. No. You misconstrued what I was saying. Impact should stay where it is. If anything, they should do their special shows. Like, we shouldn't have an episode of Impact followed by like a special premium live event, a PPV, what have you. It should just be on a Thursdays. TNA for the longest time has been synonymous with Thursdays. I would almost be more inclined and more interested if Collision and TNA had their little back and forth and had that be more. That's almost an evener fight, I'll put it that way. Versus AEW having Collision on Saturdays that gets lost to WWE pay-per-views, gets lost to being Christ, what's the goddamn term? But they're moved out of their time slot because of, you know, the NBA or the NHL or anything. Oh, big crossbody from Josh through the middle of the rope there. I know he's got a name for it, but I can't remember it right now. Yeah, make Thursdays matter again, I guess. Oh, and Christ, I'm not saying that, you know, Anthony's going to come for my neck tomorrow. Why isn't Taco Thursday a thing? It's just man's trying to double up on tacos. Give all the teas Tuesday and Thursday. The ref is a vampire. Set a drain. James and KC, TK's money would be better spent paying Fozzy to stay on tour than have Jericho on AEW TV. You're not wrong with that. At all. At all. KJ from the Great Beyond saying it would be a Thaco as it's over as Hangman gets the win. So instantly, KJ had to let me know that, yeah, it's over. He's breaking all of the furnitures right now. He's trying to get on all the solos and divas to calm himself down after Josh Alexander loses to Hangman Adam Page. So the winner tonight. So we're going to either get Hangman versus Takeshita or Hangman versus Ospreay. We're going to find this out tonight. And see, this would have meant a lot fucking more if Swerve was the goddamn champion, as now Kyle Fletcher's coming out, because the prototype Kyle Fletcher, or the proto star, what the fuck kind of, is that even a word? Kyle Fletcher's just trying to combine early John Cena and early Randy Orton into a gimmick, I feel. He's OVW incarnate. Sacco is what Mike Tyson. It's Mike Tyson talking about Mick Foley. When he hit him with the Sacco, it was so great. When he jumped off the cage, it was fantastic out there. I see I got 152 people out here. It's amazing. Yes, proto stars are a real thing. What are they? I don't think it's Kyle Fletcher, but yeah, so now we've got Fletcher beating up Hangman after Fletcher's already been, he hits a buckshot, does Hangman, but Fletcher's already been eliminated out of this tournament. Is Josh part of the Callis family? That might be, is this the whole reveal to show that Josh Alexander is part of yes, Josh is part of the Callis family. Because you had Callis out there whispering him, and Callis is out there teasing him, you know, I'm bringing somebody in. I got a hired gun. This now brings into the question, can you be benched and still active at the same time? Because I feel like that's what the Callis family is. Honestly, on paper, talent-wise, is the Callis family one of the best top-tier talent-wise factions, at least in AEW history. Because right now it's Kyle Fletcher, it's Takeshita, it's now Josh Alexander. I feel like was Mark Davis part of it? That might I might dilute it with that. But we had Hobbs at one point, like Callis might actually have like the collective of the most, talent in AEW history, but a big brain buster from Fletcher on to Hangman is I've got Atticus Kogar coming out, and I would love, honestly, because the man is everything that the WWE ID kind of thing kind of ain't. It is if Atticus Kogar was WWE ID inaugural champion. But absolutely, I didn't know too much about the man as I'm in commercial break on AEW, but I didn't know too much about Atticus. Like going into, we've obviously watched a fair amount of GCW, this deathmatch wrestling, this hardcore wrestling, all of that, but didn't know. I was not familiar with his game, but what I've seen from shout out ETU and his appearances on GCW and all of that. I'm a fan of your game, sir. I apologize. I was not familiar with it. But we have Atticus Kogar taking on Ice Williams and Aaron Roberts right now on GCW. We're in commercial break on Dynamite Spring Breakthrough. Yes, Pro Stars review. There we go. Wrestler Rants. Wow. And Callis strikes again. Shaking my head. The talent in that family was ridiculous. The facts. That's the thing, is it's an overwhelm. It's like cup runneth over with talent, but just never really kind of get anywhere. I mean, like Fletcher is great because he's undeniable. Takeshi's undeniable. I don't know how much being part of the Callis family helps those talents. I'll put it that way. But Atticus had a big fallout with GCW. Surprised to see him back. Fair enough, Adam. I am not familiar with Atticus's history of. I kind of saw, the friends of mine that I have that are really much more lean towards the deathmatch wrestling were like over the moon when he popped back up. So I didn't know the lore. Kid Rivos, I'm late to the party. Did Josh Alexander join AEW? How apropos you show up late to the party with that. But yeah, 100%. Surprisingly so, Josh Alexander is the newest member of the AEW roster. He was the TBD to where everyone thought that it might have been a Jack Perry. It was a Josh Alexander. So 100% now it is. It's again, AEW has such talent. Use it right, please. Use it right. And it's going to be interesting to see where we go because now Josh Alexander aligns himself with the Callis family. Gates of Agony for the win, aka new champions. Wesley, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Hurt Syndicate wins here. If anything, MJF might get involved. I think I like what's going on with MJF, and I think it's his way of winning over the Hurt Syndicate. I think that this is the way we're going to go with this. I'm going to say this, and I bet you, honestly, there's going to be some Twitter accounts after this that say this, but you know where you heard it here first. And I say this all due lovingly, like I almost feel like I need to put the scarf on to say this. MJF is about to become the Sami Zayn-ish to the Hurt Syndicate. He's just going to be the guy that adds the levity, the charismaticness, the charisma-ish a bit more. I'm not saying it doesn't fully lack it, but he's going to be that little C-zone. As we got Nick Wayne cutting a promo and Christian just happened to be there. Has Nick Wayne finally hit puberty and now he's finally starting to, step up to his stepfather and all that? I mean, I've been there a time or two, but I think I was a lot younger than Nick Wayne actually was at this point when I did this. But yeah, and I don't know if I was as tall as my stepfather. I digress. But yeah.
Who's your daddy?
I was gonna say, like, are you the stepfather of the channel? What do I say? How do I segue you popping back up?
Right.
Parental.
To answer your question, based on the acne, Nick Wayne has hit puberty.
Yeah, well, he's on the juice. You're on the juice. You're on the stuff.
I love that they started the promo and he just happened to be like Christian was right there. Like, you didn't know?
I swear wrestlers need glasses more than they let on to, because they all watch the TV sideways and they all cut promos and shit and don't act like people aren't right there around the corner.
Mm-hmm. Josh Alexander is a good heel. Josh Alexander coming in and going to the Callis family makes my stomach curl a little bit.
Fair. I mean, you already weren't a big fan of him being there and taking a loss, which he did. And then now he I guess you could have actually put 2 and 2 together when Callis is talking about bringing somebody in and then it ends up being Josh. But yeah, it's a little. But I mentioned this with you on your pause of how much the Callis family has had in talent versus how much they've gotten out, or how much the talent has benefited from being in the Callis family.
Right.
Oh,
is he got clapped in the side of the face, so
he just randomly started licking his hand. Like, there was no fucking blood or anything. He just randomly was just like,
yeah.
Nick Wayne is so fucking weird. Like, he's 20-something years old and looks like he's hitting puberty still.
Yeah, I think this was dude, I'm struggling with, like, I love Josh Alexander, but we go to an FTR package. But him going to the Callis family is not my favorite choice. And him coming out, I mean, good match tonight. But here's where I think AEW makes mistakes in the booking. You set up pre-match an issue between the Bucks and Page. At the pay-per-view, you set up the Bucks and Page. Now he gets jumped by the Callis family. So is Page feuding with the Bucks, or is he feuding with Swerve, or is he feuding with the Callis family now? Who is his, like, is he just on site with everybody?
A little bit. It's everybody's heels. And no one exists. No one agrees. But yeah, no. Well, then again, how that's where it would have made sense if the Bucks thing all would have made sense going all the way back to that, because didn't the Bucks fire him from the Elite and everything? Just we're retroactively giving a shit about this. But yeah, of that, if the mystery opponent was Jack Perry, that's when it would have made sense. Go ahead. Who got suspended for a week?
FTR has been suspended and docked 1 week's pay.
Oh, because they won at Tony Schiavone.
Page and Swerve versus the Bucks. Yeah, see, Kyle, if it was the Bucks that jumped Page now, I would agree with that. Who the fuck?
You got the gates of agony.
Here come the gates of agony. That did not expect to see that on my screen at the moment.
No, you got it.
There is a 3-way going on in GCW right now.
Yeah, we got Atticus Cogar taking on Ice Williams and Aaron Roberts. And I was saying how I know we saw Atticus out there when he was in ETU, the show that we actually sponsored and everything with Jay Bougie, friend of the channel, all that. I've seen Atticus Cogar pop up a lot recently, especially with the GCW stuff, and I was not familiar with his game, but I like his game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, he's been kind of vocal and making waves in a lot of ways out in the wrestling world. So
he's like, oh, I was going to say something mean about Nick Gage, but I'll move along.
So we got what? Cougar, Williams, and Roberts right now?
Yes, we got Cougar, Williams, and Roberts. That's what we have.
Cougar, Naito, let's go. All right, folks, we're about to put a poll up. How you feeling? How you feeling out there? It's been a good roll to Dynamite tonight. Again, we can debate the decision-making, but the matches have been entertaining, so that is good news. I've been thoroughly enjoying Dynamite tonight, though I don't necessarily agree with all the booking decisions. But I don't have to.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think it's been a fantastic Dynamite. And I'm so, like, this is what they could do. It's so crazy to see. Like, this is what you could do weekly, and you just don't.
Right. We hurt people. Atticus publicly said the GCW locker room is toxic and they're all on drugs. Not a big surprise, though.
Well, that's what I was gonna say with mention of one Nick Gage and everything like that. I feel like he's kind of like, you know, the sober Nick Gage has so Zeta Steel, Jackson Drake, and Swipe Right. I don't know if we got an end to that match with Ice and Co.
Looks like we did.
Fair enough, but they interrupt it. So yeah, this is now where we're gonna get, I assume, Jackson Drake, Swipe Right versus Cappuccino Jones, Jack Cartwheel, and Sean Legacy, which if you watch the first episode of Evolve, you've seen this match.
Yes. We heard people. Great AEW Dynamite tonight. Off to a good start. Now, this should be a hell of a match. And I got to poll up right now, folks. Are you taking the Hurt Syndicate? Are you taking the Gates of Agony? And why would you take the Gates of Agony? The Bucks are sleepers. Yeah, no shit. They put me to sleep more than Wendy Chu.
On that note, I'm going to go wake everybody up and go find the sleepers.
But here we go. Here we go. We're on the outside. 2 count in the ring. 2 count in the ring. I picked that up and I read it again, but you are right. Starting with those 3 immediately, whatever his regimen is he's shredded. Yeah, 100%. How do you guys feel out there? We do have Josh Alexander, All Elite official. How do you feel about his debut? I was looking to see if my buddy Anthony had an opinion about it. How do you feel? No pop for agony? Because most people are trying to figure out who the hell they were. Wow. Montreal trying to work their way into the playoffs. Ouch. Wendy Chuism. I like that one even better. Josh Alexander left TNA for that. Again, I think there's more to it. I don't love the idea of Josh Alexander being in the family, like the Don Callis family. Not my favorite choice. I think Josh could have stood on his own. You bring him in to be a weapon, but we'll see where it goes. And again, when it comes to the storytelling, it's a little all over the place as far as Page is concerned. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I don't want to be pre-mad, as we say around here. Job Alexander, ouch already. Josh's debut was a botch. My name with the title looks so good in the palm trees. There you go. You just need a Mai Tai and an umbrella, my guy. Zeta Steele's getting ready for her match on GCW. That's right, folks. If you were just tuning in, we are watching 2 shows right now as the Gates of Agony taking on the Hurt Syndicate. Calling out to the floor again. Bobby Lashley sending him there. Follows up quickly and into the guardrail. We also have GCW and the Kylie Ray as they present the ID tournament that is taking place to crown the first ever WWE ID Championship, male and female. This is round 1 kicking off tonight as Zeta Steel taking on Kylie Ray. Should be a fun one. Besides him going to the Callis, it was a good match, but I'll give it a chance. Yeah, I think for me, I mean, good match. I thought the opening match was good. I wish Athena didn't lose. I wish Josh didn't come in on an L, but hey, let's go. Happy for Josh, to be honest. I'm not sure the state of all these factions as I haven't watched AEW in months. Good show so far. I haven't gotten mad yet. I'm with you, buddy. I'm having a lot of fun here tonight. And I will say the matches have been good. This is a strong Dynamite. And on a night that means a lot to AEW, being the longest running, wrestling show in the history of TNT, TBS, I mean, congratulations to them. And this is a way to go. Thaco Thursday. I like Bobby. I don't love his matches. The tricky thing about Bobby's matches is he wrestles like a big guy, right? So they're a little bit slower. I mean, Bobby's a great athlete. Him working with the Hurt Syndicate like this, to me, is great. I think early prediction, who wins the ID tournament is Steel. I like Steel for the win, and I think Nick mentioned Koger taking a dub. Mathers might be a sleeper. AEW have a main event that talking WWE does. J-Boy, rephrase. I'm making tacos tomorrow. Good on you. Good on you. I had to delete 13 unwatched Dynamites on my DVR. I like it. I like it. What else we saying? What else we saying out there? If they put Mox in the main event, the state of Massachusetts needs to press charges. My God. Again, when you have all this talent, I mean, you could have debuted Josh in the main event. You could have had Mercedes Athena in the main event. Mox and the Death Riders. Not my favorite choice. Not my favorite choice based on the quality. I mean, is anybody super jazzed about the Death Riders versus Ops? And I won't be surprised if Ops win this. Josh Alexander is going to be a game changer in AEW. What I love about this for AEW is, Mike, it's another name. Like, you have Josh Alexander, you have Speedball, you have Ospreay, you have Swerve Strickland, Adam Page. You have all this really strong talent that could be main event talent, that are great athletes, great wrestlers, but you got to get guys like Moxley out of the way. Jericho's going on tour with Fozzy. Beautiful. Moxley as your champ, not my favorite. And to me, it hurts. The Bucks being highlighted hurt. There's better things out there than the Bucks. We saw it last week. The Bucks are not generating anything. So for my money, you have all this talent, and Tony's just got to put his friends away and let the wrestlers wrestle. Let me know if you disagree or agree with that. 66% taking Hurt Business, 35% taking GOA, which to me is a little high. Why would the Hurt Syndicate lose the titles, guys? How good is wrestling right now? South Park, WWE EP, let's go. I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, again, for all the negativity you see online, and I think this is why I get so passionate, so heated. As a genuine wrestling fan, I don't understand all the negativity. Like, nobody likes anything. It blows my mind. And I know it's not indicative of all of us. It's just, to me, like, the nitpickiness of it. Again, do I love Josh coming in, taking an L, and joining Callis? I don't. But it was a good match and a good signing. If we focus on the good stuff, there is good stuff there. AEW has so many tag teams with zero momentum because they've been benched, Richard. I know Nick's not here to roll his eyes at me, but all these good tag teams sitting on the bench doing shit. I love the move with Alexander joining Callis' family. He will use him as a wild card to win the big matches for the family. You already have Takeshita. You already have Kyle Fletcher. The Don Callis family is stacked, but make them dominant. Make them run after. Like, if it was Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay in a cage for the world title instead of Moxley Cope, that's a main event match. That's a main event. That's a championship level match. So you add in Alexander, Don Callis' family should be running amok. You throw in Lance Archer, and O'Brien Cage is hurt, but it's big men that all could do something and be impactful. As Khan's hooking up, Benjamin going up. Again, I think when this ties into the idea, Richard, if you're not invested in the people, if the psychology isn't behind the match, it's just a series of moves. And I like the Hurt Syndicate. I love the Gates of Agony. It's just we're not that invested in this match, and we all kind of know where this is going. But not a bad match. KJ, I think Adam Copeland and Christian Cage might beat the Hurt Syndicate for AEW tag team titles at All In. Maybe, but if I was putting my money down, I think it's going to be Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage, with Christian Cage versus FTR at All In. This is a weird one. Benched merch coming to the wrestling. Let's go. Let's go. Nick already donating to the t-shirt fund. Crowd is getting louder as we go here. And they are completely behind Bobby Lashley and Shelton. Big spear. Khan gets folded. And it's over, folks. Gates of Agony sound like they need to go to the toilet. Ouch. Match is over. The Hurt Syndicate with the W as expected. what Tony Khan should be doing is feeding heels to the Hurt Syndicate, because the fans want to chant, "We hurt people." Once you hear that fan reaction, push them as babyface and shove heels at them. Back to Ring of Honor. Yeah, I agree with you, Mikey. Here comes MJF. Where's my scarf carrier? But thank you so much for the super chat, Big Nick. Don't forget, folks, super chat is your way to guarantee we click on your comments here tonight. A nice pop for MJF, I'm not going to lie. 2-1. This crowd has been lit so far. Crowd's been good. And you know what? To their credit, they've been getting good stuff, right? Like the Mercedes Athena match was enjoyable. Page, you get Josh Alexander's surprise. And then this match was decent. This is a good weekly show match. Not every match is going to be pay-per-view level. A nice, solid win for the Hurt Syndicate. And then you build on the angle of MJF. MJF doing the best Sami Zayn impression he's got. But I kind of like it. I think Shelton wants MJF. Lashley does not. I think Shelton is loyal to Bobby. MVP definitely wants MJF. All the letters. The Gates of Agony are looking very good in this match against the Hurt Syndicate. The Gates of Agony are phenomenal. We talk about guys that have been signed just to be sitting on a bench. The Gates of Agony are a great example. Those guys doing jobs to Darby and Nick Wayne and shit like that. That doesn't fly for me. The Gates of Agony could really help this tag team division. In my best Nick voice, Ricochet and Matt Caster will be the ones to dethrone the Hurt Syndicate. I don't even know if he'd jump on that hill. Run back Athena or Mercedes. Athena gets the TBS title. Frankie, I do think based on how the match played out tonight, you would run that back. Oh, wow. Big win on GCW here. Kylie Ray with a W. But MJF calling for assistance. What is this? What is, the Ho Train? What is this? Speaking of hoes.
Absolutely, my guy. We'll come aboard the Ho Train. Lady of the evening.
MJF is here. I think this leads to MJF versus Bobby Lashley at All In or Double or Nothing. That sounds fine, Damien, but Bobby's in a tag team. So you can't line up a tag team?
Well, shit. I mean, Bobby versus MJF is not a bad outcome, and I thought that's potentially where they could have gone with this. I like the Thoughty Trolley.
The Thoughty Trolley. There you go with the alliteration again. It should be Thoughty Trolley.
Thoughty went about it. Yeah, I know how I'm gonna win you over. Shelton's. I'm good. I like this guy now. I like him.
Don't give two fucks right now.
He's like, they all look like my sister to me.
She all up on those moves. All up on them moves.
Why is Bobby so fucking oily?
MJF gets a huge pop tonight. He's
just posted in the corner of like, you like what I brought?
Yeah, giving that voyeur vibe of, yeah, have them, ladies. I'll just
you like you like my wares? That's the thing. He's gonna win over Shelton, and now he's just got to win over Bobby.
Down to one, but Bobby ain't having it. Bobby ain't not even flinching.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Look, MVP. Come on now. Time. TikTok.
Just important time. Motherfucking time.
The Ho Train. The redhead is actually a wrestler. Don't tell her. Are you saying you want the watch off my wrist? I hate rules. All these rules.
Hey, I knew I liked you.
OnlyFans parade. Who booked this? Swoops. Bobby holding up for Trish. MJF is Sami Zayn for the Hurt Business. Yes.
I said that. Well, I think it might have been when you were on your pause of he's Sammy's bloodline is now just MJF in the Hurt Syndicate.
And if anyone is curious, Marcus Mathers, Sam Holloway about to go 1-on-1. Kylie Ray eliminates Zeta Steel. And we got lots more coming your way, folks, watching 2 shows. Don't forget, tomorrow is the mega stream as we got 4 shows to watch.
Right. Well, and Dynamite's been so good, respectfully, that
it's been wicked. It's my favorite Dynamite.
GCW's been a hard to keep your eye.
So, I mean, this to me has been one of the best hours of AEW of 2025.
Oh, yeah. This is the top Dynamite of 2025.
Right. This feels very TNA. Ooh, I'm curious how you feel that.
Full strategy, Cotton. Well, if you're asking Anthony, that'd be a good sign.
Right. Marcus Mathers' first match of the night is starting now. Sam Holloway in a no DQ match in the first round of the WWEID
tournament.
Yeah, no. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, first match of the night. We've had several matches, Bradley.
Well, I think he's saying in his first match tonight. But yeah, I don't think that they're actually running through the bracket here.
Is that Isla Dawn?
No, don't you say that.
Look, what is it now? This is going too long.
Bob. MJF's so hung up on this goddamn watch.
MDB made me laugh about Kylie Ray. Chicago's own, but she's annoying. She's a little more heelish than I remember.
Smiley Kylie Ray.
She wasn't so smiley tonight.
Fair. Well, it's interesting because Zeta's normally the heel, but yeah, so I can't hear you. So Bobby's working the crowd here, but yeah, MJF hung up highly on a watch.
Yeah. Jacob Friedman. They're actually getting good reactions out of MJF right now, and the fans love the Hurt Syndicate. I said it while you were on your break. They should be feeding heels to the Hurt Syndicate, and this little play with MJF wanting to be so badly in this group that he doesn't quite fit into, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
I like it. Like I said, Sami Zayn vibes. You said it as well. I mean, I like this. This is sports entertainment. This is good. Oh, now Shelton. Shelton, I got the watch.
I didn't think he gave him the watch. I thought he was so hamstrung on the fucking watch because he was still going at Bob pretty hard. Oh, like, I'll win you over one day, Bob. It's again, it's Sammy talking to Roman type of vibes. It shouldn't be, MJF shouldn't be Sammy as far as card placement. But as far as fitting into this group, we all are on that vibe, I feel.
Right. Silly question. Does MJF actually have big money, or is it part of his character? I mean, he has big money now, but I think it was his character. I mean, he grew up pretty well. Like, I mean, he was on the fucking Rosie show back in the day. Like, he was like the
Rosie O'Donnell show.
Yeah. Like, up next, Takeshita and Ospreay. No, I mean, again, now he's definitely rich. I mean, he's joked about making $15 million off Tony Khan already. So
yeah, it's 100% more. It started as this character, and now he's just life imitates art.
Yeah, he made it work.
So is that the main event? Is Ospreay Takeshita?
Oh, the main event, because up next is Ospreay Takeshita. The main event is Ops versus Death Rider.
Jesus Christ.
So, Nick, when you were on your pause, I kind of talked about this, and this is where
go ahead. I'm going to undress here.
There is love there for AEW, and I look at their roster. Josh Alexander coming in is a great addition to this roster. You have Josh, Ospreay, Takeshita, Fletcher, Page, Bobby, MJF. You have a lot of really good names that could make, like, again, on paper, a phenomenal roster. The biggest mistake is Chris Jericho, the Bucks, Moxley, Daniel Garcia, these guys getting used at the level they had been used, even Mercedes to a degree, even though tonight was better, so I don't want to pick on her too much. You have really good talent. Just push away. I'm not saying fire Moxley. I'm not saying bench Moxley. What I'm saying, 100%, is it's like the old guard in the way.
I don't know. I literally said it while you're saying it. I didn't want to throw you off there, but yeah, it's exactly that. Of as much as they want to keep hanging their hat and go tit for tat with a company that doesn't exist anymore. This is WCW 100% with this. We haven't seen the title in how many months now? And now we all in the main event, and I think you even shared this in the group chat. I think it was like sitting in your real possession, or somebody brought up I've seen a bunch of people bring this up about how they've set the whole standard about, well, if someone can't compete in a match, we don't just add a replacement, and then all of a sudden now Moxley can just slide in for the trios belts that they already don't give a shit about.
To me, I think, there's a very famous podcaster out there that uses the word lazy a lot. To me, with that, like, that's an example of laziness, because it would have taken one segment where Moxley burst Moxley demands to join this match. You don't just, because then once you've said it, consistency is king for your fan base. Your refs have to be consistent. Your security should be consistent. The rules should be consistent.
No. Oh, absolutely. Well, you know how you want to do this, especially if you're trying to tie in the EVPs to this angle and everything, then that's where you go with that. Of very much, hey, I can make creative calls and everything like that. So no. We're not doing that. We're not vacating it. Moxley's going to step in and he's going to be the member that fills in for them. That's where you go with that. If that's the story you're trying to tell, it's right in front of your fucking face.
I'm pretty sure that's Isla Dawn. I'm just fucking with you.
No, it's not. Well, I don't know if the interview is part of the posse or not.
That is actually MJF's girlfriend. So,
again, I don't know if she's part of the posse or not.
How bad you want in here, MJF?
How big's the posse? I don't know.
Right. I like that. The comment from Mikey here is Double or Nothing, MJF, Bobby Lashley for respect. I like that.
Respect.
No, again, why not?
Because he's going to face Bobby to get his spot in. Well, because it seems, now you've got MVP kind of trying to stake his claim. You've got Shelton that's kind of almost won it over.
Right. I want to click on MW's comment. I have a comeback, like a joke to add to it, but I really don't want to get canceled. So
fair enough. I don't know which one you're referencing. So
it's
don't say it. Just move along. Yeah. So Steve and Bobby's, the Godfather knew it was a great businessman. Everyone's around the whole train,
right? And here comes Ospreay. Folks, there is a poll up in the chat right now. Who you taking? Who advances in the tournament?
Respect my order.
Right. Bobby Lashley versus Josh. Again, could be a good match. It could be a good match. But again, we want to see Bobby in all these singles matches. He is currently a tag champion. We need heel tag teams.
Well, tag team wrestling right now in pro wrestling as a whole isn't great. I was even going to find it interesting of how basically what everything MJF did was just an Attitude Era storyline. And I bet you no one's going to acknowledge that.
Well, again, I'm okay with it, right? Like, people are going to say, oh, they're just copying this or copying that. But again, there's only so many stories you can tell. And
it's a nice callback. It's a nice way to push the angle and everything. Like, it's effective and it's provocative. It gets the people talking.
How Nitro did that segment feel? Really?
Right?
The Nitro girls just came out to
Blaze out there. Would that be more of a shot at Booker because wasn't Charmel a Nitro girl?
Charmel, Kimberly, there was a few that the boys.
Yeah, there you go.
You're not supposed to keep them.
All right.
You get in trouble. Even
I didn't say nothing.
I know. I'm trying to be careful. But
you got though Ospreay versus Takeshita, or do you got I'm just Marcus Mathers?
I got both. But why would I would have like Ospreay and Takeshita main event?
Yes.
Nobody gives a fuck about the trios belts or your champion. This is where Ospreay not being the champion is hurting AEW, and that's not hate. That is hope.
You thought Josh Alexander was going to skyrocket to being world champion and everything.
Fuck it. I mean, he shouldn't. I would have never signed Josh, brought him in on his opening night on a Dynamite to take it out. I wouldn't have done it. But
just to bench him.
Yeah, bench him.
But no, I thought they were going to bookend it one way or the other. As we've got stunt double Callis here. He's become the green t-shirt guy for AEW. They might be, honestly. Then we've seen Tony pay people to do less, pay more to do less. But I thought they were going to bookend it one way. What's up?
Sounds like a benching.
Shut up, you.
The poll is in an absolute deadlock, by the way, 50-50.
And that's great. Trust me, I'm excited to see potentially, I think coming up soon with House of Glory is Takeshita versus Mike Santana. Mm-hmm. I thought they would have bookended these matches. Whether it's this one or it's Athena and Mercedes, one main events, one starts the show. I didn't care which one, but I thought that they would have done it that way, not the trio spell.
So really nice shot of AEW tonight. Like the crowd is full. I'm happy. The crowd is energized. I'm really hoping the main event doesn't kill the ending of this show.
AEW's preached so much. They've tried to do it with the Buck storyline. They're trying to do it with the Death Rider storyline of restore the feeling and everything. This has restored the feeling of what AEW could be, should be, is be, would be, all of that, without any of that. And
listen, I guarantee it. I mean, I'm no expert, but I guarantee it. If you had guys like if you had a match like this in the main event tonight, it sells more tickets. If Ospreay's your champ, it sells more tickets, more merch. More people are interested in your product with guys like Ospreay leading the charge. Moxley's the low end of a good faction at best.
And I say this not fully in jest, but perspective wise. It is Ospreay Takeshita, your Roman Cody, if you're AEW. Or maybe you replace somebody with a Swerve or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you get what I'm saying. That's your draws. That's your big money. That's your big market attraction right there.
Right. Guarantee it. Let's go.
Right.
As in GCW right now, there's chairs everywhere.
Facts. Well, because it's no disqualification. At least they don't have doors.
Mox is Marty Jannetty. Facts.
Shit. I was gonna make a doors joke because of Break On Through, and then you throw out there that Mox is Marty Jannetty. I mean, they're already edited him out of every fucking video package and everything.
Absolutely. This should have been the main event, not the Boar Horseman. I agree. And again, this is where Tony's got to kind of mature. Like for me, my money, and you can tell me if you disagree out there in chat land. I don't think the Bucks are helping this program. I don't think John Moxley's helping this program. Chris Jericho finally helped the program by saying goodbye. That's what we need.
Unless there's some big holy what the fuck moment, I guess, in the main event. Nothing like those whole stories have been irrelevant to what's been good tonight.
Yeah.
Like there's been nothing that hinged on this show being good with anything of them being involved. Right. If anything, them being involved detracted from it.
Right. A lot of grappling so far. Should be. Oh, up and over. Nice.
This should have been like a dynasty match. Absolutely.
Right. I mean, I don't mind them because they've had a match before, and I will give, again, AEW getting credit. They gave us that little package of what has happened in the past with Ospreay and Takeshita. I think that's good. Good stuff. Do more of that.
I just a thought that popped into my head, and you can hear me out on this and tell me if I'm wrong or not. Is Ospreay Takeshita AEW's kind of hidden gem of a Kenny Okada? And it's funny that they just keep, dancing about with Kenny and Okada and running that out of just, we're going to run that shit to the wheels off when you have the newest version of it right in front of you.
Yeah, I think that's where Tony's got to step back. And as a fan, before he owned a company, Okada Omega is a dream match. But we've seen it. And Okada's not what Okada used to be. Kenny's not what he used to be, but I love Kenny. So that's where I think he's got to stop being the fan. Stop being a fanboy and be a boss and go, these two are better than those two. I think, and I'm waiting to be proven wrong, but I think Okada and Kenny are going to underwhelm us at All In.
Oh, well, absolutely. Well, Kenny and Okada at All In will be AJ Styles and Nakamura at WrestleMania 34 when everyone was comparing them to their match at WrestleDream. Right. That'll be the exact same thing. It'll be the same level of thought they were going to be so much more, and they ain't, because that's just what they got in the tank.
It's one of those things, like, you ever have a movie that once upon a time you love that movie,
and then you go back and rewatch it and you realize it ain't shit.
Or somebody hasn't seen it, so you hype, like, you got to see one of the best movies ever, and they watch it in present time and they're like, are you high? Why is that a good movie? Like, it's kind of like, that's what I think Okada and Kenny is going to be. Where, I mean, again, that's why I thought Swerve winning at Dynasty would have really helped this company, because Swerve, Ospreay, Swerve Takeshita, Swerve Fletcher, Swerve, the list of holy shit matches is long. John Moxley versus who excites you?
You want to claim that you build on stars and everything like that, and that you've established talent and everything. So then stand on business with that. Yeah. Have your Ospreys, even though you didn't fully build it, but you brought it in and everything. Yeah. Have your Swerves, all of that. Move past the old guard of the Chris Jerichos, of the John Moxleys, this, that, and the thirds.
100%. Mason, welcome. The fact that Will Ospreay doesn't have gold around him already, and he continues to get amazing pops and reactions. My fear, Rance, is there's an expiry on that without a payoff.
We've seen it a time or two, but I think they have done, and this is going to be weird to say out loud, but they've done a weird, good way of mitigating any sort of backlash on him not winning. Because I guess I'll say this, of people have been more upset of why the main event ended the way it did versus being upset that Ospreay didn't win it or wasn't there. Like, there's been other issues to be mad about before we get to Ospreay.
Right. As we are coming out of picture-in-picture, the match rolls on, folks. And I agree with a lot of that. Kofi, welcome back. Good to see you, buddy. They went from making stars to using the same old guys, household names, to keep up with WWE. Just my opinion. That's a fair opinion. Somebody did say online today, and I kind of hurt my head, of see, the WWE can't make stars. AEW makes some stars, and the WWE just takes them. I'm like, let's be fucking real.
Well, we argued about this even last night, especially watching NXT, when you've got Ethan Page, you've got Ricky Saints, you've got Lexus King out there and everything. I think we all have to have a come to Jesus moment and understand what fumble really means. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no. But I think part of the argument is, if I buy an old shitty car off you and then I soup it up, you don't get credit for souping it up. I do.
It depends on how much you soup it up. If you put new windshield wipers on it and you call that you souped it up, then maybe that might be an issue. That's a fumble. That's a fumble. Yeah.
But when you have guys like the Lucha Bros that weren't used great, Ricky Saints not being used, Ethan Page not being used, those are guys that they just, again, it's like GCW saying, or an independent company, or TNA saying, oh, well, we created that person. It's actually the company that has them right now that makes them stars if they do it right. Not everybody works out. As much as WWE can't take credit for Swerve. Swerve became a star in this company.
Swerve is a fumble. Tony is a fumble. I would arguably right now say Ricky Sainz is a fumble. That's the thing, is not everybody that moves from one company to another or anything like that. Be it in any sport, whether it be hockey, football, lacrosse, whatever, anybody that moves in any sport, it's not always a fumble. It's not always a bad deal. It's not always, oh, you overspent for that person, whatever. It's all on what the end result is.
For sure. As crowd cheering. And we get a 6-man tag about to kick off at GCW, but Takeshita gathering his wits about him.
Right, but yes, on GCW, we're about to get Jackson Drake and Swipe Right, which I believe we saw recently on NXT, versus Cappuccino Jones, Jack Cartwheel, and Sean Legacy. And boy, howdy, if those aren't the 3 most wrestler-sounding names I've ever heard this side of Sunday, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, if you've watched Evolve, you've already watched this match. But yeah, Cappuccino Jones, Jack Cartwheel, or Cartwright. No, they switched it to Cartwright. It was Cartwheel.
Is it Cartwright now? It was Cartwheel.
I'm looking on trailer and it says Cartwright. That could be a typo on their part, but I knew it was Cartwheel. And Sean Legacy. So again, the most wrestling names of wrestling names.
Yeah, it says Cartwright. Yeah, you're right. That's funny as shit.
I am not just right. I am Cartwright.
Right.
God damn it.
Right. Yes, in control. Christian Cage has returned. He has confronted Nick Wayne, now going after the Ring of Honor Television Championship tomorrow versus Commander. Is that true? Shut the fuck up. Is Christian fighting for Commander tomorrow? Are they
surprised that we have Collision tomorrow and I've seen nothing advertised for Collision tomorrow?
Yeah, I have no idea what's on that show tomorrow.
I just know it exists. I don't know what's there. It just exists.
Oh, what a cutter!
Oh! Spins out like a backpack stunner off the top rope. God damn.
Right.
Oscar on the ramp.
Both men down. Good match. Crowd is losing their fucking noodle.
This should be the main event. This should be the main event. This should be the main event. Why are we doing the fucking trios after this? No one, you're going to suck the vacuum out of it. Maybe, like I said, this is why you had Mercedes start off this show, because you knew what would follow. By the time you see her, you might not cheer for her. You might be booing.
It was a smart move, and I will say it was my favorite Mercedes match since she's joined AEW. That and the Statlander match. I mean, this was better. I still think she's cringe. I still think she's full of herself, but nonetheless, she's a good heel that way, I guess.
Right.
It's like Triple H fumbled the WrestleMania build. The WrestleMania build was not fumbled, and I will die on that cross.
Again, I think there's a few of these words that wrestling fans know, and they just don't know how to use them.
Right.
Fumbled is not a thing that happened with this.
No. It was a longer build, had some down spots. But I mean, fumbled. I mean, John Cena turned during the Mania build. Let's be real.
Right.
Oh, no, got her!
Oscar!
It's funny as hell is
1, 2.
Meltzer was talking about, who did he mention? Somebody had a limp, but he's okay. And I was like, Dave.
Oh, Braun Breaker.
I was like, Dave, it's called selling, you putz.
Well, when you see guys like Pac who continue the match and they can only hobble and peg leg on one foot, then you don't know.
Mm-hmm. WWE ID's championship tournament for tonight's card. We have made it to the main event. Yeah, so we're rolling, guys. I know we haven't talked a ton about GCW and the ID, but my God, AEW's done well at keeping us distracted.
Right.
A couple people kind of coming at you about Swerve being a fumble, so I wouldn't necessarily consider Swerve a fumble given the actual circumstances around his release from WWE. Okay.
Well, all right. I'll give you that. Well, I can admit that because when they released Swerve, Swerve was nowhere near where he is now.
Oh, sorry. The ref had to hold up. The ref almost hit his hand down.
I will say though, with Swerve, if I give you that, to me, I guess it's more of a fumble because you release them and they became like you don't realize what they blossomed into. It's one of those of like, say, if you're in any sport and you end up letting somebody go and they sign with another team and they take off. Yeah.
Rask.
There you go. Non-flashback for KJ.
Yes, that's exactly what that was. We'll be fine without him. And Andrew Raycroft was not the answer either. Was Justin Pogge. Yes, I don't know who he is either, folks.
There you go.
Yeah, hell of a match, but yeah, so funny. Who else?
Now we just got these men head to head just talking to each other.
It's Nick Wayne versus Commander. That makes me feel a whole lot better about life.
There you go.
So I do feel like they are definitely moving Christian babyface. And I think in addition to that, we're setting up FTR against Edge and Christian, which makes
on this day, I see clearly. Oh, that's another all in. Again, it's funny that you mentioned before Double or Nothing, because Lily, if you didn't mention it, we wouldn't notice, they wouldn't notice, the company doesn't notice. Yeah.
Oh, forearms.
All right, let's count how many. 3, 4, 5.
And that will be a part of our WrestleMania weekend, folks, is prop bets will be a thing.
8, 9. Oh, now fucking Ramsbury's got to break it up. And he just shoves it. He just not even shoves it, just politely, you get the fuck out.
Oh, right? Big kick. Richard, I can agree with that. It's not as good as 40. But again, I mean, to me, again, 40 is big. I think WrestleMania 11, 21, 31, 41 now, it's hard being the one. Like, I mean, when you turn 41, no one gives a fuck. They celebrate 40. Nobody cares when you turn 41. Trust me. It really is. It's a tough shout.
It's hard being the one in 21 and 1.
One is the loneliest number
that you'll ever do. Well, and again, WrestleMania's 40s build was not as well received and not viewed as with rose tinted glasses that is now. That's why we had the Cody Rhodes Crybaby crash out of that. People thought that they led them to change the main event.
Ospreay's definitely the best wrestler in the world. I don't know if I'll go that deep, but he is definitely the best in this company. He is definitely one of the best, period. I think if he had somebody to kind of teach him the psychology of what he's doing, he'd be that much better. Just he needs a better understanding of not just doing a bunch of moves, make the moves matter. But other than that, he's phenomenal. Takeshita's amazing.
He's right there. I've said this of when before I was the big Kenny Omega fan of, he was the best to do it. Of the next one that took the kind of mantle and ran with it was Ospreay, and character work, maybe he could deal with, he might need a class or two. But as far as like in ring and hitting moments and finding spots out of nowhere and everything, he's right there.
Right. What did boom.
Oh,
oh wow, James, good to see ya.
Oh, that was so cool as shit, because you could tell they fucked up and then still managed to pull it into a great spot.
One count. The crowd is losing it. They are on their feet. This is one of the most amped, hyped Dynamite crowds I've seen all year long. And this is when all the fans say during those shitty shows, oh, AEW's been on a great run. No, this is great. Last week, not so great. The week before, not at all.
That was a nice subtle shot there of you had both men kind of meet each other with a clothesline in the center there. And Takeshita stands strong and Ospreay just drops.
Oh, the DDT, the tombstone. Wheelbarrow.
He's out here hitting Takeshita's moves. And the shovel fucking suplex there.
Nobody's selling fuck all.
But no, that's what sometimes it works at times a little bit, especially when you don't sell that shit, because you get the vibe, the energy of everybody's hype. And I think though we got a trios match to fucking follow this up.
Yeah, I don't know why you would do this. At some point, you got to remember, like, this is your best guy. Put a rocket on his fucking back and send him to the fucking moon.
This is like, hey, we're gonna have Roman versus Seth, and then we're gonna follow it up with the Alpha Academy versus American Made. And that's gonna be your main event tonight. What the fuck are we doing out here?
Ops. Up next,
ops. We need other ops. We need other options.
Right. That's all AEW got is good matches. Bendy, I mean, we had a good segment tonight. We had some sports entertainment in there.
I feel bad for GCW and the WWE ID tournament because I haven't paid too much of a fuck of attention to it because AEW has been that good.
AEW has been solid tonight. This is the honest to God. I'm saying this is my best. This is the best Dynamite of 2025. This main event's got to give me something because if it comes out and lays a fucking egg, it's going to hurt my number.
Folks, we'll have after this match, we'll call it a good night.
Just goodbye, everybody. 9. Tonight was a 9. See you later.
We're leaving on the 9.5. We're leaving on the high point. We're leaving with all of our chips in front of us instead of fucking going all in on this.
We gotta know when to fold
them. Gotta know when to fold them.
As both the crowd is on their feet, standing room only at the moment.
Because that's the thing. This is an AW pay-per-view for free. Hey, WCW Hogan Goldberg, but unfortunately we didn't have, the fucking Filthy Animals take on the LWO in the fucking main event after we got Hogan Goldberg.
Right? I'm pretty god. Oh, whoa. What a fucking
oh, you gotta do the fucking flip out and just stand and look at everybody.
Oh, holy shit!
I'm standing on business. This is AW. You've already pillaged enough from New Japan. This is your Omega versus Okada. Run with this. Run this shit into the ground. This is your two top guys. You wanted to talk about pillars? You got 2 of them at least.
Another reversal! Stop clash! Hold it. Oh,
you got to hiccup. 1, 2. I got the 2 count now.
Oh, okay. That clothesline backflip, holy shit spot, followed up by more. Like these guys are full out. I'm shocked that they're not blown right up. Are you satisfied? I'm very satisfied for now. Are you gonna fuck it up in the end, Tony? The one with the gun. Dale, be nice. Why doesn't WWE do pre-show matches, especially with a 2-hour on Mania? I agree with one pre-show match, period. I believe they announced one. Did they not?
I have not seen
the River as a pre-show match.
Oh,
what a fucking holy shit.
1, 2, 3. That's the main event. Good night, folks. Have a good night. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is all authentic. When you talk about that wrestling, you put that full life with it.
Right.
I forget what he goddamn calls that match because he's got every fucking name for every goddamn move.
The Storm Chaser.
Yeah, Stormbreaker. That's what
Stormbreaker.
Yeah. But no, God, this is again 100% Tony Khan. TK, I've seen you in the chat. This is what you build your fucking company on right now. Everything else is goddamn peripheral.
Yeah.
Everything else is help to build it. Right now, you want to talk about your 4 pillars? Remember when they thought it was Darby, Sammy, MJF, and all that? Your 4 pillars is goddamn Ospreay, Takeshita, Swerve, and Hangman. That's your 4 pillars right there.
That's solid. I like that. When this tournament was announced, I said it was going to be a rematch of Fletcher and Ospreay. That's what the next match is Fletcher taking on Page. The winner fights Ospreay. I think Page gets fucked by the family or by the Bucks or by somebody that hates him because everybody fucking hates him. But I think we're going to give Fletcher Ospreay for the a rematch. They're going to run it back.
Wait, that's what this is. I thought this was going to the finals to where this is Ospreay versus Hangman.
Made the finals. The other semifinal is Hangman versus Fletcher.
Oh shit! Well, I thought we were farther along with the tournament. All right, never mind.
We are. We're at the finals.
I thought we were getting. No, I thought we were literally going to
Oh.
like we're gonna get Ospreay versus Hangman, and that's where we were at. And that's what I was gonna say. Of that would make 10,000 times more percent of if you had Swerve as your champion, because then both men have a fucking stake in the game.
I would agree with that. Match of the year candidate. Maybe a little too much no selling. Again, that's a stylistic argument. I would agree with that. Again, it's not something that I like. I mean, the match was highly entertaining. Could there be a little bit of tweaks? But listen, I always say this: if the crowd in the building is losing their mind, you're doing something right. So tonight, they lost their mind for that match. That match absolutely burned. And could they have tweaked the little things? Yeah, probably. But my God, what a fucking sprint that was.
My match of WrestleMania week of like so far right now, that's my match, especially at the bare minimum this week and everything so far. This is my fucking, that's the bar. That's now the bar.
Yeah, I don't think anything's even close to that we've gotten on this week.
Fair enough.
Monday didn't do it. Tuesday was okay. Yeah, I mean, that was
Hale didn't do it for you, my guy.
She got a dub. She's gonna be on the.
Well, did you see Ariana Grace? So the ladder is so dangerous. We can't allow these.
I am a little nervous for that ladder match just because it's like Izzy and Thea and oh my, like
Botchfest and failure. Oh my. No, I think who was already announced for that match are very much your favorites for that match. The last couple were just happen to be there.
Right? So Ruka just won the speed title. They like her internally. Pause.
Yeah, on all of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a 6-man tag going on right now at GCW. We have this rolling on. We still have a main event. Believe it or not, they are going to main event on top of this. And dear John Moxley, dear John, you better figure some shit out here because it is about to cook one way or the other. I will take a second just to remind everybody, we are in Mania week. We got so much coming your way, and it's going to be fun. Collisions tomorrow, Impacts tomorrow, TNA Unbreakables tomorrow, and Bloodsport 13 is tomorrow. We're going to be here for all of it. SmackDown on Friday, and then we got our marathon. It starts noon. Saturday, we go into NXT Stand and Deliver. We start the day off hot, and we're here all day long. We're going to have games. We're going to have prizes. We're going to have fun. We're just going to hang around 12 plus hours. Call it a subathon, if you will, and we'll be back on Sunday for more hours. Again, we watch more live wrestling than anybody else out there, folks. Make sure you hit like, share, subscribe. Be a friend. Tell a friend. We want to see that 10K so Nick and I can go get tattoos. As we're getting the main event starting now. Boom.
There we go. I was like, I don't know when the cut in, but yes, no, absolutely. God damn you. Fuck you, Moxley. But no. 100%. We're midway through the week. We're hump day all the way, and we're getting past it here in a glorious way. Trust me, I'm super excited right now going through all the wrestling that we're watching. That Dynamite Spring BreakThru is actually like a super enjoyable show. Like Smart. It is really such a nice like palate cleanser. I'll put it that way.
On a night where AEW is celebrating, a record, whether you want to hate on them or not, folks.
Dragon Balls.
They are celebrating tonight, and they put their best foot forward in a week that is smothered with WWE coverage. In the biggest week of their year, I know Ricochet said, it's the biggest week of the year. They can't stop talking about us. Ricochet, you ain't even on this fucking show, bro. But hey, nonetheless, at the end of the day, for my money, they came out swinging. They know this is a big week for wrestling. They know the wrestling appetite's at its strongest right now. And I give them credit. I think up until now, this has been a stellar fucking show.
100% of like, this is going to leave everybody that thinks about this WrestleMania week and everything like that when it comes to AEW. This is leaving everybody respectfully pause already in advance with a good taste in your mouth of like, this is you see AEW could be going in a great direction and everything like that. Like you right now, you have very little I would feel to complain about when it comes to AEW.
Yeah, no, tonight again, I haven't said this in a long time. As it stands right now, this has been the best show I've watched of 2025 for this company, and the best show I've watched this week as far as wrestling goes from start to finish.
And we had Josh Alexander.
Yeah, I'm happy about it. I don't love where they put him, but again, if you're able out there as fans to separate two different things, one, really cool moment, B, I wish the booking was a little better, but doesn't mean it wasn't a cool moment.
Facts.
Get away from Fenley Mox. Let's go.
No, he can rub all his curses and all his unsavories all up on that. To hell with Fenway.
And yeah, thanks to a buckle bomb, Moxley now a champ.
Oh yeah, well, to an extent. We haven't seen Hook. Is he in the back? Mom spaghettiing?
Right. Oh my god. Actually, someone's got to find that clip of him like just upchucking to that song.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hook is such
folks, make that edit and send it to us in any sort of way you can. They're waiting.
Wait, Powerhouse Hobbs taking Hook's spot?
He was too busy. Mom spaghetti.
He's not cleared. I mean, I was gonna say Hook is such a big star. He gets his own entrance. I was wrong. Hobbs. Hook is being replaced by Hobbs. Did anybody know that was happening?
No, and now they're definitely winning. Like,
and I'm
taking the ops. Like, I mean, that's a fucking faction, respectfully, of like Shibata, Samoa Joe, Hobbs.
That's great. Sorry, no offense to Hook, but Hook's a kid. This is better.
Hook is an LFG guy, honestly, at this point. Right. Is Hook LFG?
Right. I hope he licks the home plate of Yankee Stadium.
Fuck you. I was about to say I'd do it. I'd
rather bleed on it.
John Moxley out here, home plate.
They could still let out a big wet. Yeah, I hope not.
No. It's a bold strategy here as fuck, though, to have this match here. This feels like post-credit scene. This feels like you got Cap when he folds the chair, like faces it to you. You're like, so I bet you expected something else here.
Right. Did anybody know Hook wasn't participating tonight? Did we miss that in our coverage? Because I didn't know.
Was it from? Well, no.
Yeah, I mean, again, you would imagine, concussion protocol is challenging because you could be out 4 days, you could be out 40 days. Like, concussions are so fucking
fast. I've had a few,
especially when you have two grown men that got to get their shit in while you're puking.
Right. Trust. I was gonna say, well, I've had a few, and I was like, that fits fucking perfectly. But yeah, no. Because I didn't know initially if him, mom spaghetti and was because of concussions or was it because of just that's sometimes accidents happen.
This crowd is insane. This is part of why this week's so good. Boston, shout out to your peeps, man. They have been into everything tonight.
Should we see a Samoa Joe versus a John Moxley match, though, by the way, for the world title?
I would love to see Joe do something that's not nothing.
Joe is a guy who feels like he should be the one to he's the Tony Stark in this fucking story. He's the one to take down Thanos.
The AEW title. I mean, Joe, I was going to say the AEW title hasn't meant much since Joe lost it. I think Swerve's been good with it, but I think Joe as champion was wonderful.
So, John Moxley is he's cosplaying Samoa Joe as champion, I feel. Because Joe actually believes, like, when they have the walkouts and the chance of Joe's gonna, Joe's, all of that, you believe it. I don't know what to be mad about with Moxley about outside of just you wasting time on my TV.
Right. When are you guys going to learn that JD does not like AEW episode? That's the only thing that matters. What I want to see tonight is how does JD's been fuck AEW, they're shit, they're garbage, they're horrible. How does he recant tonight? Because we watched this guy flip and flop like a fish out of water. How's he going to do it now? What is he going to say now? If he jumps on and just starts screaming and yelling, folks, just tell people to come here. We'll give it to him straight. That guy is just a fucking bandwagon follower.
That's what I was going to say, halfway to Paul and halfway to you with that. If you were anticipating I gave a shit about what JD has to fucking say, that's the way I go with this. No, this is where you need to actually be tuning in. To hell with them. Christ, his little co-host and everything. We've dog-walked him already. So, yeah, 100%. We've seen the grifters. When you can see the grifters and you find out those who ain't and those who actually give it to you fucking truthfully, that's where you need to be.
Right. Watch Hobbs turn and join you. Dude, I die. Let's go.
Damn.
Again, the match has been okay. The energy from the crowd's been pretty good. We're actually getting some tags in and out. Some tings.
Some tings, some rings and tings. JD flip-flops more than Big Show face heel turns and everything. He's got a car bed, a fucking sweet car bed, but he's got a car bed.
Yeah. No, again, it is what it is. I would have more. I mean, again, stand on business. I mean, it's pretty bad when, a guy like Meltzer has a bigger spine than you.
Well, Christ, if that's not a fucking...
Yeah, it's just jellyfish.
I don't know what is.
Jellyfish on jellyfish, no spine.
Facts.
Are fans a part of the IWC? Some of them. If they haven't defected to the WFU yet, and they're out there being toxic, yes. If it's toxic, it's IWC.
Well, and for the longest time, I've always not liked the term the IWC and everything, because some people wear that like it's a fucking badge of honor and everything, which we haven't talked about, actually. Have you heard the whole thing of now when people debut on the main roster,
yes,
look at that little patch on their tires and everything? I don't know. I don't think we've talked about it, but how you feel?
No, we probably haven't talked about it. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's a marketing thing as far as those patches will then be put into the cards in packs of cards for the fans. I have no problem with it. I mean, I come from a world where patches, a patch on a hockey jersey tells you something. So I think it's great. I think it's another way to engage the audience. People eat up the cards trying to get those patches, and they'll be worth something. So I'm okay with that. WrestleMania is going to have it as well.
Fair. Yeah, no, I don't. As long as it's, I mean, I don't think it'll be super obvious or anything or any sort of that super distractible. I mean, Christ, you're a hockey, like we're all sports fans, hockey, football, of that, and everybody's got a patch for this and that and everything. And again, like you said, they're big in the tops, market and everything of going to the trading card venue. So you get 1/3 or whatever out of the fucking patch for so-and-so when they debuted on the main roster. And that's now like a 1 of fucking 5 trading card that's valued at X amount and everything.
Right. As Moxley, we are in picture, folks. We are still in the main event. GCW is still doing stuff as the 6-man tag just came to an end. But the trios title is on the line for AEW right now. Moxley and Claudio are in control in what has been an okay match so far. The championship can't be in that suitcase, Nick?
Why? What?
That suitcase seems so small for that big belt.
Was it big because it looked big on small guys, or is it big because it's big?
That's why I like girls with small hands. Anyway, but
you know me.
But that, I mean, again, it's weird. Like we see the WWE when they like have belts, they're in like these big missile containers that come out.
Yeah, well, that's when they deal with Saudi Arabia, because it might be a missile or it might be a championship belt. We don't know.
Yeah, facts. No, right? I mean, it just looks so small. It looks like my lunch is in there.
But how are you telling me right now? I'm at 10 o'clock. We're 2 hours through. Where should be at the end of Dynamite, and I'm I'm coming back off of a commercial break to a trios belt. Coming off of what we already saw with Ospreay and Takeshita, what we started the show with Mercedes and Athena.
Right.
Like, Why the fuck am I still here outside of we're doing this?
I took some heat from the IWC for pointing out, like, the fuck.
No, just you took some heat from some nondescript fucking
whatever. Yeah. But like, I have an issue. Like, an overrun is like, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to stay with the action until it's over. Like, it's nonstop here. To do a commercial in an overrun is fucking counterintuitive. It is like, it doesn't make any sense. Do it a few minutes out from the top of the hour, fine. But during the overrun to do a commercial is fucking nuts to me.
I know at this point it's been bastardized and fucking lambasted and just overused to the point to where it doesn't even have it. It almost feels like when you say overrun, like you're just saying words and there has no like meaning behind it type of shit. Because at this point, the overrun used to be because literally, like you said, oh folks, we're just still going on here. The action won't stop. But when it becomes part of, go ahead.
Sorry, big kick from Shibata, knocking Moxley clear off the apron. Sorry, Nick.
No, you're good. But when it becomes so much a part of like it's anticipated and expected, it's not an overrun at this point. It's just you overbooked your fucking show.
Right. Oh, the leg sweep. I think one of the funny, like for me, it's kind of like where we talk about the selling and the moves and it's something that Tony Khan knows of as a wrestling fan. But when you don't have meaning behind what you're doing, you're just doing a thing. So there's like we do overrun. But why? I don't know. It's supposed to be cool. Like, it's like the non-smoker who's like trying to rip a dart with you. Like, oh yeah, I'm cool now, right? That's what Tony Khan's constantly like.
Whoa. Is speaking of people who might have been referenced about paying things and everything, is Tony Khan, does he not know boundaries and everything like that? He's like, well, just that'll pay for the fucking extra 10 minutes. I don't give a fuck. Like, it's gonna happen. But to me, it's so much of one, two. Dos amigos, Moxley. Why am I not seeing more Moxley and Joe? But I think it's that.
Wait, where the fuck are you going? We got a chair. Typical Moxley match. He was doing so well.
I believed in you, John.
He can't help himself. He's got.
The man keeps relapsing on weapons.
He can't help it.
He traded one vice for another.
Willow.
And not Jeff Hardy in pain. Weird face pain.
Yeah, it's going to happen. They're about to win. Oh, wait. Yuta out of nowhere. Shibata. Claudio. Oh, wait.
Shibata.
Ole. Hobbs. Everybody does a move.
Everybody hits your move. Everybody hits your spot.
And drop kick. Big boot to Joe. Joe no sells clothesline.
Absolutely. Oh, we want that, Joe.
This match is doing all right. Keeping not terrible. Not nearly as shitty as I thought it was going to be.
It's one of those of like you achieved what you should have achieved if you would have switched that with the match that led to it.
Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. The Young Bucks. Here we are.
This is so awful. Why did you fuck this up? Why did you fuck this up?
Why were you not involved with the Page thing earlier, but you're involved in this now? And Moxley doesn't like you. Oh, wait. Is that Swerve?
What?
Swerve! What do you... Oh, Swerve coming down hard.
The box, so that should be
it.
Where's Cutler? Saw this. Not instantly pops out of nowhere to be the hype man. Swerve, let out try. And again, Swerve is your top
Swerve to win.
Like I said it. Those are your pillars. You've got Swerve, you've got Ospreay, you've got Hangman, and all of that right now.
As Swerve chucking the Bucks into each other. Unforgettable. Way overbooked, Kid Rivos. Again, make it make sense is all I'm asking. The day was playing so well, Chuck. And then Bugsy, welcome. The Young Bucks suck. They do. Yes. Shibata's got Claudio in his sleep. Oh, we're going to do this where everybody gets a turn.
Well, we've already halfway pivoted. Just the fucking Christ.
Young Bucks, I love it. Young Bucks, awesome. Mikey, I can't go with you in that water.
Crowd is loving this. Nah. The
Joe,
Young Bucks showed up and the crowd went meh.
Yeah, no, the Bucks are hurting this company, and they would be better off staying home.
It's so weird to me of everything that people. So, whoa, halfway come.
Dude on the table.
That table didn't budge. Worth a fuck. That didn't even acknowledge that you would have landed on it.
Oh, Shafir. That's a DQ.
Well, no, triple trios. Willow.
What do you mean? There's DQ and trios.
Six-man tag. There's no listen. If we're gonna sit there and argue the bylaws of disqualifications in AEW,
paradigm shift. Is Mox gonna eat a pin to Joe?
Please, no. He's gonna black out. Cut the Hajime, the coquina coach.
Get away.
He's out. He's out. He's out. He's done.
The minute he grabbed him, the ref's like, it's over.
Fuck it. Come on, get it. We're done. And swear. But this is how you start to see the empire fall.
You just dude, you do not. You can't let your world champion get choked out. I don't give a fuck who it is. This isn't a fucking local jiu-jitsu tournament, Moxley. The fuck are we doing?
Well, we know his defense game on the chokeholds ain't good. So 100%, that's why the ref's already, he's tapping. He actually gets tapped. I'm doing it for his own safety, his own benefit. But no,
right away,
he beat that pinata to death. That pinata's now fucking back to paper mache at this point,
right?
Of how Swerve should have beaten Moxley. So now at this point, fuck it. I'm happy with this. And Hobbs is now a champion. Hobbs is a champion.
Sorry, Hook. Thanks for coming. You're benched.
Thanks for puking. Have a nice day.
Hook, you're benched.
You're benched. I'm telling you right now, I can visualize it. It's just going to be a park bench with just bench in bold, like white lettering over top of it.
Wait, who's that? Is that Ospreay coming out? Ospreay's coming out to Selly. He got the body. Swerve.
I thought it was goddamn Kip Sabian. What the fuck's he got on his head? So yeah, well, and isn't part of the whole goddamn Death Rider storyline, the Elite storyline of we're building up the locker room to fight back at us? So this is the locker room blow off.
You don't need it.
Beat them. The fucking trios belts. We're out of the line.
Look, we got Ospreay, we got Nana.
Bailey, we're celebrating with champagne. Like I said, this is
Swerve.
This is goddamn the fucking Munchkin land. So we're out of the woods. We're out of the locker room's fucking. Oh my god, the big evil bastard's been defeated. He's still world champ.
The trios belts have never been more ever.
Literally ever.
Isn't that amazing? Ladies, Uno's in the ring. Everybody. I think is that Shorty Lee? Is it Lee Johnson? Ishii's here. Speedball.
Yeah. The Stone Pitbull, Speedball, Kevin Knight, everybody. The locker room's out there. We're pop locking and dropping it out there. We're 100% celebrating. The trios belts have never meant more. God damn it, Samoa Joe has righted all of the wrongs. John Moxley got choked, got Kata Hajime for all of our sins. Everything is right in the world out there now.
Joe get a title shot now?
He's got to get a religion now at this point. He's got a cult. I would love me a Joe title shot. Don't you threaten me with a good time.
He tapped him out so fast I didn't even see it. It was over.
He locked it and the ref was already calling for the bell.
What the fuck? Again, like, where's this celebration for, like, Tony winning? Or
wasn't this at the end of Dynasty when Swerve fucking won?
White Wolf. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are new here, we take a rating out of 10 on every single show. Don't forget, we are back tomorrow for the mega stream. 4 shows tomorrow night. But AEW just went off the air, and I'm, like, delirious at the moment. My God, what a show. I mean, again,
it's literally, it's like when you go to an art exhibit, I don't know how to feel after I leave it. Of like, I was at the highest of highs and the lowest of lows throughout all of this.
There's so many things wrong with what
But
transpired.
so many things good.
But they did it with such conviction and such energy that fuck it. It was great.
They just hey, you'll like this from our group chat. They just fucking sent it.
Yeah, like fuck. All right, what is
I don't. I'm so confused, but so entertained.
Like, the champ, best Dynamite of the year. I agree with Richard. Best Dynamite of the year. My face hurts from smiling.
Someone dubbed. Well, I don't know what dub you talked about earlier, but someone dubbed like everyone celebrating at the end of Dynamite tonight was so we get drunk. So because that's what that felt like. That was like they're just celebrating of like we're the longest on TNT. Holy shit, we did it. Tony Khan paid for the champagne. Got a party in the back. Like, yeah, like what were we celebrating?
I think there should have been a fuck you, Eric chant. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, I'm surprised there wasn't. I'm surprised there wasn't a banner that dropped with just his face. Fuck you, Eric.
Right? Best Dynamite ever. I'm not willing to go ever, but my God, this is the happiest I left a Wednesday night stream in a long, long time.
Even when it was bad, it was still good somehow.
I like this dad joke from Bugsy, but if the Bucks really wanted to promote their sneakers, they should change their names to Hans and Franz and say we are here to pump you up.
Yeah.
Again, the Bucks being inserted in this doesn't make a lot of sense for me. It did get a little overbooked, but again, it's like the drunk guy on the dance floor. If you do it with conviction and you do it with energy, we'll cheer you on.
I'm gonna just say this: so we're long enough in the stream and everything that hopefully we won't get in trouble with YouTube. The Young Bucks at this point are the fucks because no one gives a fucks about them, and that's where it is and everything. The whole Elite storyline was awkward and convoluted, and now we are just shoehorning it into we're putting bad storyline with the Death Riders, and they detracted more than they impacted.
I cannot believe the over-the-top celebration for the trios belts that meant
it's amazing. We're not shit. We're not shit. We're not shit.
It's fucking 7 out of 10 from Mega, 9 out of 10 from Robert. I think I'm with Robert. I think I'm going to give it a 9. I'm like 8.5, 9. I mean, it's not a perfect show. They fucked up some things. I think I'm 8.5. I'll lock in. It's so close. But I mean, under the circumstances, fuck it, 9. I don't care. I'll ignore.
I'll go with you with that. I was like, do I just for halfway the stream, the vibes, everything of right now where it is and where it slots in of WrestleMania week? Is it a 10? No. But yeah, it's definitely a 9. It's definitely a 9.
You can't. Because of some of the issues I've had with it, the little bit of the overbooking. Josh Alexander, I don't love coming in and losing and taking joining the Callis family. We'll see where that goes. But again, little things come off this one. I'd understand if someone said 8, 8.5, 9. I think that's a fair range. But again, I mean, I wouldn't. Could you imagine they choke Cody Rhodes out in a tag team match? The fans would lose their mind.
But we wouldn't certainly be selling out there, popping out the champagne and everything. I can guarantee you that. But no, was this the best Dynamite of 2025?
100%.
Is this the best bit of AEW television in 2025?
Stay still. No, I'm just fucking with you. You're like, you're moving the sky, my guy.
I'm Diva, Sage Christ.
I know a lot of people like Tony Khan want to say like we're on the best run ever. 2025 has had more good matches early. Like if you go the same time frame in 2024, 2025 has been better. But this is the best Dynamite I've seen in a long time. Definitely the best Dynamite of 2025 for my money.
I'm going to say something, and this is interesting, A, coming from me, and B, especially on this night. I think AEW right now is closer to the WCW comparable that they want to make now than they were before.
Before what?
When they were out there of like when they were really trying to, we're going to run the big venues and we're going to go tit for tat and everything. I think that they've now become more of, they're an acknowledged, a reputable second option. Like they've established themselves that feel a little bit more of moving to smaller venues. Like they're finding more of their game. Go ahead. I can already see the package waiting to be unpacked.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to understand exactly the thought. But ultimately, I think that these smaller venues feel like a step away from where they were trying to go, but sometimes a step backwards is a step forward. And I think that if you had done this show at the TD Garden and it was half full, it doesn't feel the same. You do this match tonight in front of 3,000 people. Again, small number, but it was a packed, energized number. So when you're tuning in as a fan, that looks like an event I want to be at, opposed to a big stadium that's quiet and not fucking making any noise. So I kind of see what you're saying, but they need to continue this. And again, I'm begging Tony Khan, just book the guys that are great. Book. That's what made tonight so much fun, was we got really good matches. The MJF stuff went a touch long, but it was fun. We had the Ho Train. That's amazing. Again, I think that ultimately, just do you. Be okay that you're in three, and again, that toxic fan base that like thinks they need to flex all the time, even though they don't have any muscle. This is one of those shows you go, this is us. It's like, it to me, it's that ECW vibe of, we know we're in a small venue, but we're going to blow the fucking doors off that venue.
Right, and that's why I was kind of going with of they've going back to that kind of the WCW, like the groundswell feel of like, all right, now we realize we might have overshot our shot, and now we're gonna can come out here because 100% tonight was fantastic. Absolutely, this is 100%. This is hang your hat on tonight for Dynamite. When it probably, we talked about it just before this, of probably best Dynamite, if not best AEW show of 2025.
It was definitely my favorite Dynamite AEW show of 2025. 8.5 out of 10. There you go. A little bit of a silly.
I was gonna say we were debating a 9 for this.
It's right there. I mean, again, we're splitting hairs, but again, there's some flaws that they could clean up.
They should have switched the main event.
But you know what? They ended like that. That's why they didn't. So as much as, like I said, again, the main event was, I mean, back-to-back bangers to end the show. The main event was chaos and not the best of matches. But my God, they ended with fucking the crowd on their feet and pyro and new champs. They made the trios belts feel like they were something.
Now imagine if they did this in this kind of time slot with an actual AEW pay-per-view, it'd be a 12 out of 10.
Right. Yeah, shit. Is Dark Order out there? Yeah, 9.5 now. Yeah, all the jobbers that never figured out how to beat up the Death Riders showed up to celebrate, because this is a monumental occasion. The Death Riders have lost their title. No, they haven't. They lost part of their titles.
Well, and yeah, it's out there right now. Questioning minds want to know out there why was there such a celebration? It's up there with like who raised the belt on Austin in a ladder match, who raised the Hell in a Cell with Bossman out there. Why were they giving us so much of a shit about the trios belts that they didn't care about, that we literally had to argue shouldn't be defended?
Right. I mean, again, I think the trios belts should be gone. Like they're not good. I think you can strengthen your tag team division without the trios division around. I agree with you, Jose. Moxley should have pushed Yuta into the choke and ran away. That's Moxley should not be choked out. And it was so quick. Like the minute you grabbed him, he tapped so fast, I didn't see it.
Well, I mean, he does that at local YMCA tournaments to Girl Scouts, but I want a Samoa Joe versus a John Moxley world title match. So that's where I gotta get there. But I do see what you're saying. That's the biggest of, like, again, I will sacrifice my soldiers to save my skin.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, be that guy. Like, you're supposed to be this big bat. I'm gonna break bones and drink blood.
I'm the chicken shit. I will sacrifice.
Oh, let me go. Like, what the fuck? Talk about misbooking that. 10 out of 10 from White Wolf. Bad guys stay champion longer. Yeah, often. This is crazy, so ridiculous. Moxley got knocked out in 3 seconds again. It ruins everything Moxley says in his promos by him being a big giant vajiji.
A machine. He's a big old machine. Now every promo is, why the fuck you lie?
Yeah. And then this way, Mox can say, well, you never pin me. You pin Muta. Pac is out. You can't beat the champion.
Well, that's always, even Christ, we were talking about MJF with comparable to Sammy and the Bloodline. Go another comparable with the Bloodline, I guess, biggest, most recent faction, everything. You would have guys like a Jay or a Jimmy, what have you, that were a bit of the cannon fodder of to keep Roman looking strong. So, like you said, Yuta sits there and gets pushed in the choke, and he's the one that taps out, and John still looks strong.
Yeah, and then when Roman finally was involved in an L in a tag team match, it was a big fucking deal that he took the L. So that's what I think.
They made it a big fucking deal.
Well, good facts. But again, I think Kid Rivos has a good point here in the sense of, my God, what a reaction you would get. Like, I feel like the fans that paid the money to be there tonight are just dying to watch Moxley drop that belt, and they don't give a fuck who takes it. They're waiting for that pop. Tonight showed you they took the trios belt away from the Death Riders, and the fans are like, oh,
they just want Moxley to lose. I don't give a shit who to or anything. No blue chew. Yeah. No who, no blue chew. Moxley loses.
Right. There's going to be fans running through Boston like Juventud Aguero in Australia, just nude and happy.
I listened to the death of WCW, and especially that whole part with who loses his fucking mind. So when you bring that up, it just pops because
my favorite.
He was just he's out there and menace to society.
I love Dynamite tonight. 9 out of 10. Unbroken Death campaign. Welcome. 8 out of 10. They can never stick the landing. It's just like at the end, they get so excited and they just fucking do all the things. Like, everybody go!
Yeah, but I mean, think about it. We had even right there 8s, 9s. Again, I'm not here normally on every Wednesday, but I feel like an 8 or a 9 being argued is not a common occurrence, and to where we're discussing negative points just because it was so good.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think if like on average, I think like 6. If we got 7s, it would have been a big night tonight because there's been some bumpy ones. But Unbroken saying he just subscribed and liked, so we do appreciate that. Thank you. Byron, 2 new champions this week so far. Crazy week. Singing, ooh, we need more Osprey.
Oh, we want that Osprey.
I've been beating that drum like Meltzer during an Osprey match. Like, I can't help it. IWC, just everyone's thrilled. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready to wrap up and head towards the door. The crowd tonight, 10 out of 10. Yeah, the American crowd, the AEW crowd tonight, one of the best AEW crowds I've heard in ages.
I will say tonight, out of everything that we've watched during WrestleMania week so far, tonight was the best show.
Yeah,
Raw go home show, NXT stand deliver go home show. This was the best show.
Yeah, I think I gave NXT a 7. I think I gave Raw maybe a 7, 6.5. This is a 9. This is an 8.5, 9. This is a fucking, again, this night meant something to Dynamite, meant something to AEW, and to their credit, if this was Dynasty, this would be a great Dynasty.
This, like I said, if this was Dynasty, this is a 12 out of 10.
Right? Damien, this is Christmas morning in the summertime. I like it. Straight out of the water with my Marc Jacobs goggles. Swerve suspended for hitting the EVPs. Has that been announced, or is that are we assuming?
Well, you got to act like they had some fucking power, which is almost would have been funny if when they came back and they actually acted like they had some fucking power. But I digress. The whole ending shit was fucking crazy.
Yeah, let's 9.5 out of 10. Back-to-back Dynamites and Collision on WrestleMania week. It's amazing, and I love it. I mean, people talk a lot about it, and we talked a lot about the negativity. We are the WFU for a reason. We are the Wrestling for Life Network because we want everyone to come and have those arguments. You watch me and Nick yell at each other and have a lot of fun with it. That's what I wish the online community could figure out. But tomorrow we are back for 4 shows. We talk about the Wrestling Utopia. We cross all the gambits. Collision, TNA and Bloodsport tomorrow. TNA twice because they don't know what the fuck they're doing some days. AEW is an A. Sorry, Anthony, but it's true. Jose said with why Mox get choked out. Could this maybe be Joe versus Mox? It's still, to me, not the best of looks. I think Moxley should have ran away. But again, it doesn't make sense because if Mox fights Joe, but then Mox has issues with Swerve, who have issues with the Bucks, who have issues with Page, they're getting a little complicated.
And there's layers and everything. And at the end of the day, to me, if you're going to do Joe versus Mox not taking that choke is ultimately the best result, because think about it, even if you were going to run that match back, so now you've proven the second he locks that in, Moxley should tap out because he's already done it before. So you already made Moxley bitch made. That's the thing. He's
like the tough guy at a party where someone goes like this and he flinches. You're like, were you not the tough shit?
He's the Michael Cera of that. If anyone's watch that movie, he's Michael Cera. Yes,
at this point, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. As we'll wrap up the last few. I know there's some comments here. Bring them back tomorrow, folks, as we are going to be here all night long. People use the word fumbled way too loose. I agree with that. We're not going to get into it right now, my guy. But thank you, Wrestling Rants. Fumbled is a word that we can continue to kind of break down, but there's a difference.
That'll be the next line of merch coming to the Wrestling for Life Network store. It's going to just be fumbled. It's going to be fucking the Narcos character out there just staring at the swing set and everything.
On the front, it says benched. On the back, it says fumbled.
Fumbled.
Yeah, I mean, again, shout out to the Hurt Syndicate who are going to have a good night with the Ho Train. 8.5 out of 10. Nick actually liked a Dynamite. What the fuck? Outrageous. That's what kind of Dynamite it was tonight, folks.
It was a good show. I would say so far, it's been the best show of the week.
Absolutely. It's undeniable. It's not even a close second. I mean, again, this was fun. This was a fun one. Again, not perfect, but fun, and that's all I can ask for is at least be fun.
Whoa, no, you can't say that. At least be fun, Naomi. You can't talk about butt fun and end it like that.
All right, on that wonderful note, we're going to back out of this. But yeah,
let the people know.
Oh, we're finishing and leaving. My God. Right. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the show. Back at 7:45 tomorrow. WrestleMania week rolls on. We got more AEW, we got more TNA, we got more GCW, and we got more WWE. All the coverage like no other. And again, you look around, they're starting to try and look like us, but we keep mixing it up, folks. Like, share, subscribe, follow all the socials. Go check out our Discord. And my God, what the fuck happened tonight, Nick? My God.
Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. Our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is all authentic. When you're talking about that rest, you put that forward life with it.
Come back tomorrow. We got a mega stream, and shout out to the Trios champions. See you on the flip side. Good night.